All right. Get in here, ladies and gentlemen. Get in. Here we go. Are we live? We'll find out shortly. There it is. We are live. Shiesty. Who dat? Get in here. Trickle in, ladies and gentlemen. Trickle in. Here we go. Dylan Thinneman rocking the shades. Do I play Arc Raiders? I do not. I was not expecting an Arc Raider to lead off, an Arc Raider question to lead off the draft. Here we are. All right, let's get in here. Man, it all begins tonight. Ladies and gentlemen. We here. Bane, my brother, it is time. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. In 14 minutes, we will see. We will have all the answers. Hello from Germany. What's up? I'm fired up. Same. Korea? There you go. Will you be showing the actual draft or just the picks? Just the picks. If I show the draft, I will be copyright striked for eternity. Feels like the first preseason game. Foot race, James, me and you? What's your 40? I hope Bane drops to us. He would be a good chess piece for Staley. True. The GOAT. Caleb Downs, you are a saint. Possible. James, you're the man. I appreciate that. It's hard to watch the draft when the face of the franchise is so accurate and doesn't say spoiler. Boom. NFL draft with the face of the franchise, best to do it. There you go. King Morrison just kicked off the party, ladies and gentlemen. King Morrison kicked off the party with a $1.99 super chat right in my face. Who dat front drop? There it is. James, I've been in the drive-thru for about 30 minutes now. Which drive-thru? Is it Arby's? If not, why not? James, your videos have been a part of my daily routine for the past 3 months, waiting every day for this draft to come. Can't believe it's finally here, and thank you for all that you have done. Unbelievable. I've got Fanu as first offensive tackle taken, and Love at 4 and Styles at 5. Love that being reinforced with your last mock. Shough was called the face of the franchise in his golf interview. Yeah, I heard that, and then I also saw where Peter Schrager wrote that Caleb Downs could be the face of the franchise. Like, I mean, these guys aren't even trying to hide that they're watching the channel. Who dat live from London? I'm actually going to London this summer. This summer. Is there a world where Mendoza doesn't go to the Raiders now? Taco Bell. Sober Taco Bell? Jesus. Top 2 don't once. I think the only thing that I'm hoping we dodge is the wide receiver. That's really it. The only thing I don't want to see is the wide receiver. But if we do end up, whatever. If they end up taking a wide receiver, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But that's the one thing. Like, if they go Bane, cool. Bailey, cool. Styles, cool. Delane, cool. Whatever. But the wide receiver, it would just, to me, it would throw off the rest of the draft. It would throw off the second round. It would throw off the rest of the plan. But, even then, even if they take a wide receiver, I got to believe in Kellen. And, so. What's up, James? Checking in from Alaska. You're the GOAT. I back squatted PR just for this draft. Unbelievable. Who dat from Detroit? There you go. James, a.k.a. Crystal Ball, you're an absolute surgeon. Biggest ass kicker in the ass-kicking contest. I mean, we got some serious comments today. Popeyes for dinner in Myrtle Beach. There it is. We're doing D&D, draft and deadlift. Just make sure you embrace your core, brother. RX Firm, the doctor, just slipped a cool $4.99 super chat right under the door. Knocked, ran away. Unbelievable. He said, feels more like Bane. Who dat? I think so too. I'm feeling Bane. James, I see Nick and Mike and Ross all follow you on Twitter. Do you think they watch? Oh yeah. We're all yeah, man. We all watch each other. They're all good lads. Good guys, man. Caniac combo. See, I go Caniac combo, but what I do, y'all are gonna think this is crazy, but it is what it is. I go extra slaw, no toast. I mean, say what you want, ladies and gentlemen, but that's just what I do. If you weren't standing like you were in the dome for that national anthem, take a long look in the mirror and call your mother to tell her you're sorry you aren't the son she deserves. I mean, there you go. Unbelievable. What a statement from PBS. Morphatrix. Kick the door down. $5 super chat. James, how do you feel about Bane over Bell? Oh, okay, hold on. The alligator mouth's got me crossed up. James, how do you feel about Bane, then Bell, then Stukes? Possible trade up to get him. That would be sweet. I love Downsby by not fall to us. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Bane, Bell, Stukes would be amazing. Stukes would be awesome. If we end up with Stukes and Heidenreich, Pat Coogan, Harold Perkins, Red Murdoch, Jacob Rodriguez, I mean, at that point, just get me in the front office. You know what I'm saying? James bumping shoulders with the Big J Journos. Don't forget, man, I was a Big J Journo 15 years ago. I was a Big J Journo covering crime, all right? Interviewed Nancy Pelosi, Robin Roberts twice. It's not a big deal. I was the original Big J Journo in this in the New Orleans content space. Let me back up here. Chris Gidry, $4.99 super chat. Boom. No message at all. Unbelievable. Chris just said, here it is. Didn't say a word. No message. Silence. Dead stare. Didn't break eye contact. Walked backwards. Unbelievable. Drove Sinbad to the airport. Very true, Growthquake. Another guy who follows me on Twitter, Sinbad. Love him like a brother. Luke Black, super chatted $4.99. Any chance? Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about in the second round there, my boy? CEM 7387, super chatted $4.99. 337 to the 214. Let's get Love or Downs. Love would be crazy. I'll tell you that right now. This whole thing today about trading up, this idea of like trading up and getting Love, if they did do that, I don't know what I would do. I mean, that would be crazy. I'm not even saying I would hate it, but that would be insane. That would just be a crazy, crazy moment. Ayo Kev, there you go. Ayo Kev has super chatted $4.99. Again, no message, straight on my forehead. My channel name is 6474, super chatted $2. James, lock in. I'm locked in, brother. We're locked in for another like 3.5, 4 hours. Don't worry about me. Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get some, I don't even know, some bicep pump, some claps, some golden claps, and that's not a euphemism, some golden bicep pumps. Can we get something in the chat for Scott freaking Hefner? Hugh, as his friends like to call him. Scott Hefner has super chatted $99.99. I'm going to go on the Tower of Terror for that one. Whoop. Let's get this party started. Who dat? From the 10X Skrmetta hype star and big-time fan of the face of the franchise. I'm going to print that out, that comment right there. I'm going to print that out. I'm going to tape it to my ceiling before I go to bed every night, last thing I see when I wake up in the morning, first thing I see. Unfreaking believable Scott. Jesus, what a guy. Scott Hefner dropping a $100 super chat 5 minutes before the draft even started. Unreal, man. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Tyler Shough enthusiast has super chatted $9.99. It's going to be a good night. I can feel it. That makes 2 of us, brother. Well, it makes about a couple thousand of us by the time this is all said and done. Am I right? Cliff has jumped in here with a $5 super chat. No message. Didn't need one. It's okay. Unbelievable. Unreal. Let's hope the War Room has the face of the franchise draft videos playing in the background. If they show the War Room in New Orleans, will my videos be on the screen? Will Kellen be watching? I think so. I think so. Let me get caught up in chat here. D Sports, sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear that, brother. What stream am I watching? I'm on ESPN. ESPN. Entire NFL draft stream, nobody does it better. Whew. Every pick, every reaction. Can't wait. James, Downs at 8 is a steal. If he's Eric Berry and Bain is Brandon Graham, you take the top 5 talent every time. Downs is the cleanest player in the draft. True, but what if he's Eric Berry and Bain is Will Anderson? Then what do you do? You know? Commanders could go for Delane the same reason as us, Lattimore. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, the Commanders need a lot defensively. They could do. The Commanders are in a similar situation as across the board, honestly. The Commanders could go linebacker. They could go defensive line. They could go wide receiver. They could go running back. They could go defensive back. So the Commanders and us are very, very, very similar in what we need. Door dashing while listening to the face of the franchise. I mean, that's how you do it. I mean, getting paid basically to listen to the superstar. Face of the franchise, the best in the business. Boom. Thoughts on James Pierce Jr.? It's amazing what being an NFL player can do, huh? One thing I'll say about the Pierce thing, the Pierce news broke, which, whatever, you know. And then literally 2 minutes later, I had Falcons fans in the comments of my videos celebrating. Just embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. We haven't had a Skrmetta live stream in a while. Yeah, since the last game of the year. We got a couple more super chats coming in. CEM 7387 $1.99 Falcons drafting a Waterboy first round. Unfortunately, they can't even do that. They don't have their first round pick. Bert has super chatted $1.99 drunk Taco Bell night. Boom. Chicken quesadilla. What are we saying? The goated item used to be the loaded baked potato or whatever it was called, the Fiesta potato burrito. They used to go absolutely insane circa 2005, something like that. If I ate one right now, I don't think I would sleep. Sullivan Royce super chatted $4.99. Who we taking if we trade up? If we trade up, I would think it's only for Arvell Reese if he falls, a.k.a. if he doesn't get taken second, or Jeremiah Love. And the Love thing is nuts, but, I mean, why else would you trade up, right? Savon Rhodes has super chatted $1.99. I'm from Louisville. If we get Bell and Rieger. More for tricks. Super chatted $2.83. The old 28-3. Falcons fans make me sick. The Vulture has super chatted $4.99. The Bo Sportsbook has a band playing instead of the draft. Piss poor management running this place. Heading to Twin Peaks. Damn. Jesus. I'll have to talk to the people over there. Come on, the Bo. Hey, if you're still at the Sportsbook in the Bo, go to the bar and see if Dean is working. Tell him James sent you. Dylan Gartner, 6401, is super chatted $4.99. Eli Heidenreich for pick number 8. Hey, I'm with you there. Do I think Spencer Rattler will get traded tonight? And if so, are you okay with that? Yeah, I don't care. And what would you want in return? I don't know what they could get in return. I don't know who's trading. You know, he could be like a package deal, like with the Cardinals, Like if it's like, the second round pick and Rattler and whatever, something else to move up to 3, I could see something like that happening. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what you could get for him at this point. TBH. Dylan Gardner, super chat at $4.99. Eli Heidenreich for pick number 8. I'm all about it. CFO 341 did $4.99 super chat, checking in from Pahokee, Florida, home of Saints Hall of Famer Ricky Jackson. Who dat? Damn. Do we trade a second for Brian Thomas tonight? Depends on what wide receivers are there. I mean, if there's no wide receivers on the board like that you're interested in, and you can trade a second for Thomas, like I'd be cool with that. I'd be fine with that. I'm not a huge Brian Thomas guy, but Downs or trade down, that's it. I'd be cool with a couple of these other players. I'd be cool with Bailey if he fell, Bain if he's there, Downs. There's players. It's a deep draft. James, you ever been to Pensacola? Oh, yeah. The Ice Pilots? Oh, yeah. Mendoza at home in Coral Gables. So what do we think, boys? Are we drafting Shador or what? More for tricks. $5 super chat. Ravens legend Mark Ingram is announcing the Ravens pick tomorrow. Can't wait to listen to the sweet sound of Steelers fans booing relentlessly. Jay-Z Craft Tech has super chatted $4.99. What's up, James? Is Reimer Dimer the name you can't seem to pronounce at work while listening to you about the draft? There you go, man. There you go. All right. Here we go. We're kicking it off. Who goes first? Heidenreich? Burt Morales, $1.99 super chat. They're out of Cinnabons. Set. So wait, are we not getting Arch? Wait, isn't the tank for Arch supposed to be happening? Maybe we get Arch at 8. Yeah, we'll probably get Arch. Or did we get Garrett Nussmeier? Did you hear that his dad is on the Saints coaching staff? All right, here we go. James, will Cowboys trade up and take Love? I think there's a real possibility. All right. Well, I mean, the draft really starts like hot and heavy after this Mendoza pick because it seems like Arvell Reese at the last minute is going to go 2, but there was so much David Bailey misinformation. Like, who knows what's going to happen? If Arvell Reese goes 2, that makes the Cardinals pick way more confusing. I think the Cardinals want Reese. But if Reese goes 2, I don't know if the Cardinals want Bailey. So then what do? Do they go offensive lineman? Do they trade down? RX Firm, super chatted $1.99. First interior defensive lineman we getting first? What round? Good question. Caden McDonald back into the first. Trade back up. Who says no? King Morrison, super chatted $1.99. Gotta have more cowbell. Boom. Come on, Goodell. Man. I mean, Goodell's taking forever. Can we get through the pick, Roger? Yeah, I don't think we're trading for Pickens. Not watching ESPN. If you aren't watching the face of the franchise on draft night, then you honestly don't know ball. Boom. Could do double screen, though, Be awesome if Love fell to us. I don't think Love's going to fall to us, but, I'm currently, I feel like I'm watching some kind of Pittsburgh Steelers. That's where I'm at on my stream right now. I'm waiting for the pick to come in. He just signed a franchise tag, but true. But the thing with the franchise tag is once Pickens signs the tag, he can then be traded. Big Squeezy, super chatted, $2. Trade back for Venga Iane and just build a dominant line. Hey, I'm always gonna acknowledge the tribal chief. Be awesome if the face of the franchise could give me a shout out so I can save my marriage. There you go. There you go. Congrats on the marriage. Congrats on the eternal love. James, if we take love, the Schoenmeister will have a heart attack. Can't wait for your reaction video if that happens. If we take love, man, that'd be absolutely insane. That would be so crazy. It would just be nuts. Like, it wouldn't even be like good or bad. It would just be like, what is going on? You know? It would just be, what the hell is happening? All of a sudden, then you have Achane, you have Jeremiah Love. What are we doing? What's the trade? That'd be crazy. Yeah, we just have the entire Pittsburgh Steelers Ring of Honor on the stage right now. Plot twist, I'm actually Joe Dumars. How far is it worth trading up for Love? I mean, I guess it depends on how highly you have Jeremiah Love graded, but I think it starts at 3. I mean, if you want to guarantee to get him, you have to move it to 3. James, what do you call it? The Skrmetta-verse? Yeah, the Skrmetta-verse. Kyron, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. Juan Serrano, super chatted, $19.99, ladies and gentlemen. Huge fan of the face of the franchise. Love the videos. Just have a small complaint. I'm a hardcore Saints fan, but also a huge fan of the Skrmetta Saints. I've been waiting weeks for the next Madden upload. That's on me. That's on me. The draft, we've been doing draft prep. Don't worry. The Saints, this next Saints episode will be soon. I promise. Thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate that, Anthony. I'd move up to 6 to take Love or Styles. I don't think Love's not going to be there at 6. I don't think so, at least. I don't think so. Anthony Palmer, $1.99 super chat. Bell, 2nd is all I ask. A 0 jersey will hit. Gilbert Arenas style. James, genuine question. I know lately you've been for Bain. In our scheme, do you believe he would be more of an immediate impact player than Downs? If so, why? That's one of those things, like, it gets answered with the pick. All right. If Brandon Staley thinks he would be more impactful for the scheme and drafted him over Downs, I believe Brandon Staley. Let's see. James is going to retire after these donations. True. Get Ugo out of 0. Saw they finally bumped up Shuck's rating on. Yeah, they bumped him to like a 79. I had to get rid of him on my season. Spoiler alert. I had to get rid of him. He was a 68 overall. James, would you ever collab with another Saints podcaster? Maybe Ross? Yeah, I would collab, of course. I've collabed with a few. I mean, I collabed with Trizzy, the Trizzler. I've collabed with TJ. So yeah, I'd for sure collab with the other lad.coms. Marlon has super chatted $4.99. Who dat? Appreciate the content. Carson Wentz. You saying I look like Carson Wentz? I don't look anything like Carson Wentz. Okay, Chris has resubscribed for 7 freaking months in a row. Unbelievable. Okay, Chris, thank you, man. It's Brazen, super chatted $4.99. 2 favorite scenarios: Bain, Stukes, Branch, or Downs, Concepcion, and Edge in the 3rd. What about Downs, Concepcion, and Stukes? Double secondary, but, you know. All right, the Raiders are on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. I low-key hope we get Stukes or Heidenreich just so we can absolutely confirm that the front office is watching. Yeah. If they get Stukes or Heidenreich, 100%. 100% they're watching. Stukes, Heidenreich, Jacob Rodriguez, they all got big-time love. I don't think we get Rodriguez. I think Rodriguez goes in the 1st. That's a little prediction from me to you. Stukes, and I'm not a big Branch guy. TBH. Ted Hurst is a dog. Want him? I don't know, man. I mean, call it what it is, but I just don't like drafting non-power schools. Just not my vibe. There's Kubiak. What's up, brother? There's Kubiak doing his thing in there. I'm pretty lukewarm on Mendoza. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it's a bad pick. It is what it is, but Man, I mean, out of all the first overall quarterbacks, how can you... I don't know how good you can feel with Mendoza. If I was with the Raiders front office, I wouldn't have taken him. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't have taken him. Saints Forever 24 super chatted $5. The day has finally come one step closer to the 2026 season. Who dat? Boom. Boom. What am I sipping on? Glad you asked. I'm sipping on a cup of coffee from, boom, Off Shift Coffee Company, a new coffee company down there in Biloxi, Mississippi. We'll be talking about them all throughout the draft, but that is who has fueled me up. They sent me a bunch of coffee, brand spanking new. This is their Engine 1 Espresso. They got a Back Bay Bold, all kind of stuff, but they sent me some coffee for the stream. So that's what I'll be drinking all throughout the stream is Bang Off Shift Coffee Company, ladies and gentlemen. We even have their website up if you want to get your own bag of Off Shift freaking coffee company, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we'll be talking about that throughout the stream. Can we get it? Can we go ahead and make the pick? Vegas? Damn. Coffee at 7 p.m. Let's go. Do they sell whole bean? They got whole bean, Back Bay Bold whole bean, breakfast blend whole bean. They got it all, brother. Ground whole bean. They'll send you the damn leaves right off the, what is it, a tree? A coffee bush or something? Whatever it is. Oh, yeah, man. Make the pick. Jesus. Yeah, 7 p.m. coffee because, hey, we got 32 picks, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, they ship all across the country. Yeah. And it's for a good cause. Let's see. It's 5%. 5% of all proceeds go to local community needs because support, unity, and service shouldn't end when the shift does. Jesus, I just gave myself goosebumps. Good God Almighty, I just gave myself goosebumps right there. I might just freebase some of this in the bag right here after reading that. All right, come get Mendoza on the stage so we can continue with the draft. Marcelo, super chatted $20. $20. I will sleep great tonight if we get Love or Downs. If Love is not going by 3, slip to us maybe. Here we go. First pick. Fernando Mendoza goes first overall. Huge mistake. Should have been Eli Heidenreich. All right. Here's a question for the chat. When do we see Fernando Mendoza take his first snap? Because it won't be week 1, right? It won't be week 1. So when will it be? By the way, guys, there is a delay on the stream, so if you're seeing the picks before we're seeing them, that's why. It's technology. Talk to Bezos. You know what I'm saying? All right. Here we go. This is a hell of a party. I mean, they're doing all these shots of Fernando Mendoza's party. This is a beautiful scene. We're outside of the pool. There's probably, 80 people out there. Very, very classy setting. Beautiful house. Beautiful lights. Very nice. Why didn't I get invited? Where is this? The sandbar? That's not Rum Runners, I know that. Tell you that much. Crude Decat has super chatted $50. Jesus. Y'all are lighting it up. $50 super chat. What's up? Who dat? I will double this if we take Jordan Tyson in round 1. I know he's not your first choice for our first rounder, but give me the juice. Hey, damn. All right. I'll feel a whole lot better if we get Jordan Tyson all of a sudden. Much appreciated, man. All right, now here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's going to be Arvell Reese here. I've been saying that. If it is Arvell Reese, that tells you the Jets don't give a fook about Aaron Glenn. Glenn wants Bailey. Ownership wants Reese. Ownership always wins. And the question then becomes, where does Bailey go? Because everyone's assumed it was going to be Bailey at 2. Everyone assumed that Arizona would take Reese at 3. And then you go Love at 4. Well, if Bailey's on the board, all of a sudden it gets a little tricky, right? And then if Tennessee doesn't take Love, where does Love go? How far does he fall? A lot of questions. So this is a huge pick. The draft starts now. I think it's going to be Arvell Reese, Todd McShay, and, you know, who the hell ever else thinks it's going to be David Bailey. We'll see. We'll see. There's the Jets war room. A lot of screens. How many of them are running World of Warcraft, M+ on World of Warcraft? How many of them are pushing high keys? There's Arvell Reese. All right. Back 40 TV, a super chatted $1.99. I see Reese at 8. There you go. Boom. Crafty, what's up, brother? What's happening, man? I always appreciate when Crafty can take a break from playing Foot Champs to jump in here. Thank you, man. James, where's the coffee shop located in Biloxi? I believe it's all online. They don't have a brick and mortar. It's all online. All online. But I'm sure you can leave a note on the order. I love you, James. I love all y'all. Aaron Glenn's in there playing Tetris. God, Tetris would destroy Aaron Glenn. Can you imagine Aaron Glenn playing Tetris? All right, so I've got the PFF mock draft freaking simulator up. I'm gonna kind of go through and kind of talk what I would do during all these picks, who's on the board, all that stuff. We'll go pick by pick. It might be easier than ESPN. What do y'all think? Who even knows? All right, so Mendoza goes first. Boom. Right here, like I said, I would go Reese. Should we just do it this way and forget about ESPN? Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe that's a good idea. All right. The Jets pick is in. I think it's going to be Arvell Reese. If it is Bailey, I think Reese goes to the Cardinals. If it is Reese, I'm not sure the Cardinals would take Bailey. And then all of a sudden, does Bailey go to Tennessee? If Bailey goes to Tennessee, where does Love fall? You know what I'm saying? I have a job interview right now. Hook EV, are you getting drafted? You have a job interview during the NFL draft? Are you actually being drafted right now? Question mark. All right. Okay, Goodell's up there. Here we go. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're 18 minutes into the stream. We already have 1,400 viewers. I mean, just unbelievable. Here we go. I think it's going to be Reese. David Bailey goes 2. All right. It gets cute now. Now it gets cute. Welcome to Cute Town. Here we go. Aaron Glenn is back. Aaron Glenn, maybe they do believe in Aaron Glenn. Is he in the building? Is Aaron Glenn does he even know the draft is on? Is Aaron Glenn trying to figure out how to work the controller to turn the TV on? Someone help Aaron Glenn. Okay. David Bailey, purest pass rusher outside of Ruben Bain in the class. Plug and play, turnkey player. The Jets said, this is why Glenn wanted them, by the way. Glenn wants Bailey because Glenn knows he doesn't have the time to develop and wait on Arvell Reese to figure out how to rush the passer. So he's got David Bailey. Hey, man, get on the edge. Hey, man, rush. That's it. Okay? Now, does Arvell Reese go 3? If Arvell Reese does not go 3, if this is Francis Maui Noah, if this is, I like the hat situation they have going on here. If it is, let me go ahead and update my board. It goes David Bailey. The Jets are going to get a C- for that. If the Cardinals go Francis Maui Noah, if the Cardinals go Jeremiah Love, if the Cardinals go Spencer Fanu, all of a sudden the Titans have a big decision to make, right? Let's say the Cardinals go Fanu and the Titans have Jeremiah Love and Arvell Reese on the board. What do? I think they go Reese and then Love free falls. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Give Glenn a break. He's a good defensive coach. Head coach, I don't know. I think he's a clown. Aaron Glenn is probably in his onesie Namek pajamas right now. He's probably Bro, I'm getting hyped by the minute. And this is also the pick, by the way. Do we see the trade? Do we see this infamous trade that everyone says the Saints are going to make? Are the Saints going to trade up to 3? Here we go. Now we have 3 minutes to see. Will there be a trade? Will it be the Saints? Will it be the Chiefs? Will the Cardinals sit there and take the pick? Will they take Jeremiah Love? Will it be Arvell Reese? I do not want to see the trade. I do not want to see the trade. All right, they're talking to David Bailey right now. Or the Cowboys. The Cowboys could trade up, take Jeremiah Love. True. I think the Cowboys wanted Bailey. If Bailey would have slipped to 6, I think then if Bailey would have slipped to 6, I think the Cowboys would have been in play to trade up and get Bailey. I do think that. We don't. So they're signing their trading cards also. This league, man. This league. I mean, if you're not in the trading card game, what are you even doing? I got what we got right here. I got a Kyle Williams autograph right here. Boom. I got a Victor Wembanyama. Boom. 8-bit baller right there. I got a Okan 8-bit baller. You know. We got it all. We got it all. All right. 2 minutes left on this pick. There's no trade. I just want to see Arizona make the pick. I just want to see Arizona make the pick. By the way, I do have a little bit of pizza money on Spencer Fanu and Francis Mauigoa, both of them to go 3. So if either one of them goes 3, I'm dancing. Back 40 is super chatted $1.99. The time passing leans towards trade. Ty Simpson is on the phone. I don't know about that. I think they could take Simpson later on. I think they could trade back into the first round to take Simpson. They're clapping, no trade. I think the Cards are taking Reese. Mauigoa having the herniated disc may cause the stock to drop. All right, the pick is in. No trade. No trade. No trade. No trade. All right. That's good for the Saints. That's good for the Saints. All right, here we go. Pick is in. If it is Love, I think then it goes... I think the Titans like Styles more than Reese. Is this Jeremiah Love? If they go Love here, I think it goes Love. If it's Love. I think it goes Love, Styles, Reese. I think Bobby Salah's got that Fred Warner kind of thing in his head with Styles. Or maybe Styles goes 5 and Reese goes 4. But I think that's what we're going to see here. We're going to see Love at 3, and then the Styles, Reese, flip-flop, lollipop. And then it gets interesting. The pick is in. Come on, Goodell, get out there. Love to the Cardinals is wild. I mean, the Cardinals did just get Tyler Algier. They have James Conner. Benson's there. Whatever. But Tyler Algier said, hey, I'm going to leave Atlanta. I'm going to leave Atlanta so I can be on my own. I can finally be a starter. LOL, Lamau. Let's see. Here we go. The pick is in. Jeremiah Love. There you go. Jeremiah Love to the Arizona Cardinals. Damn. 3rd overall. Wow. All right. Put him on the board. Boom. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So now, is it going to be Arvell Reese here? or Sonny Styles? Man, Jeremiah Love. Okay. Okay, Arizona. I see you. A depressed robot is super chatted $2. I wish Mel would be quiet. Boom. Boom. Board is crazy right now. It's only pick 3. Yeah, Algier. Algier. That's tough, man. That is tough. All right. I don't hate the pick. I think Jeremiah Love is an absolute stud. We did tons of videos on him. I think he's a generational guy. I think he's better than Ashton Genty was last year as a prospect. See what he can do in Arizona. If you're Arizona now it's okay. Forget all this Ty Simpson stuff. How do we get a really good offensive line? Like trade up, get back up there, get Fanu, get Maui Noah, get whoever, Freeland, Proctor, whoever you want. All right. So now it's going to be Reese and Styles is I think 4 and 5. The Giants pick is interesting. Because they could go, because they have 5 and 10. So they're going to take whoever they think isn't going to be there at 10, obviously. Now, like, a lot of people keep saying Jordan Tyson, but if you're the Giants, who do you think has a better shot to be there at 10? Tyson or Downs? You know what I mean? So, or whatever, Styles or whoever they want to take. Tyson hyped so hard. Yeah, Tyson, him doing his private workout 5 days before the draft or whatever was so smart. That was genius. Titans might go Tate. No way. That would be crazy. Carnell Tate 4th overall would be nuts. Love is sweet. I mean, no doubt about that. Like, Jeremiah Love is legit. I have no problem with that. No problem with the pick. If you think he's Jahmyr Gibbs, if you think he's Bijan, take him 3rd overall. Who cares? He's a player, man. He's a player. All right. I would be absolutely shocked if Tennessee does not take one of the two, either Styles or Reese. I don't see them taking a wide receiver. I don't see them taking an offensive lineman. I think it's got to be Styles or Reese. The pick is in. The pick is in for Tennessee. They're kind of moving. They're kind of moving kind of quick. Love has to be bummed about going to Arizona. Tough assignment for sure. I mean, if you're Arizona, you're taking Jeremiah Love. You are making him the entire offense. Like, you are making him everything he is. I mean, look, you got Jeremiah Love, you got Trey McBride, you got Marvin Harrison, whatever you think about him. Like, there's pieces there, So, all right, it's not like, it's not like they don't have any weapons at all. I think Styles is a little overrated. I don't know. I like him. I'm a fan. Oh, he signs his card. I mean, the draft day signed Topps card. That's a hell of a pull. This pen is giving Jeremiah Love hell. All right. Tennessee. Reese or Styles? I mean, flip a coin. Now the question then becomes, let's say they take Reese, all right? Then all of a sudden for New York, it's Styles, Downs, or a wide receiver. Saints draft a lot of Ohio State players. If we get Downs or Bain, I'll be pumped. Reese won't go past the Saints. No, Arvell Reese? No. Reese isn't getting past. He's not getting past Washington. Carnell Tate being the pick here is if he is the pick, that is fantastic for us. If Carnell Tate gets taken here, that is the best thing that could possibly happen for the Saints. If the Cards get O-line in the draft, then whoever they pick at quarterback in 27 will be set. Yeah, if I'm the Cardinals, I'm taking now is offensive line. I'm just throwing everything I have at the offensive line. And then take a quarterback in 27. All right, here we go. I'm gonna guess. I'll guess Reese. I'll guess Arvell Reese. Whoa, baby! Oh, Carnell Tate, 4th overall. Holy mama! Whoa! 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 Carnell Tate, 4th overall. Ay caramba! Ay caramba! Wow! Wow! Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, that's good for us. Okay. 4th overall, Carnell Tate. Damn. Damn. That is wild. I mean, you have to have such a high grade on Carnell Tate if you're Tennessee. For the last week, it's been Jordan Tyson's first, Jordan Tyson's the best receiver, whatever. Carnell Tate might fall to 12 or whatever. 4th overall. I mean, Carnell Tate has to be like a top 15 wide receiver. Honestly, maybe better than that. Where would y'all say Carnell Tate has to be? Does he need top 15, top 10 to justify a 4th overall pick? I mean, he's got to be top 10, right? Damn. All right, so I think you got top 10, top 10, top 10, top 10. Now Tennessee just needs a quarterback. If man. Yeah, the Giants pick is in. So now you got Styles and Reese at 5 and 7. Some combination of that. Cleveland probably, let me go ahead and put the pick in. Carnell Tate. So now you've got Reese and Styles at 5 and 7. Makes so much sense. 6. I think Cleveland, if they stay, I think they go. If they stay, I think they go. Probably an offensive lineman. Probably Maui Noah. All right, let's see. Man, that is crazy. That was absolutely shocking. 4th overall. God, dog. Or maybe Fanu. Maybe Cleveland goes Fanu. Fourth overall, man. That is crazy. What if Fanu falls to us? I don't think we take him. Wow. Man. Right now, I think it looks like Bane. I think it's going to go Styles or Reese, and then offensive line, Styles or Reese, and then Bane, which is what we said the whole way. Yeah, Carnell Tate being the first Buckeye off the board is crazy. That is so true. That is so true. Who would have thought Carnell Tate would have went ahead of Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles? All right. Damn. But see, this is what I'm saying. Like, nobody thought Arvell Reese, or if you're the Giants, like you were never thinking like, okay, we could get Arvell Reese here, you know. They were probably thinking like, all right, we get Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, wide receiver, whatever. But now you could get Arvell Reese. So Tyler Shough enthusiast super chatted $1.99. Skonemeister just shat a cow. I bet he's so mad about Carnell Tate. I'm seeing in the chat that the Chiefs have traded up to 6. Okay. Good trade for Cleveland, because I think Cleveland wants an offensive lineman or a wide receiver, and they know they can get that at 9, so that's smart. What does Kansas City want? Do they want... at 6? Are they going to go up there and take a wide receiver? Or do they want the first crack of the offensive lineman? The Chiefs could take a lot. Damn, now we don't get the Carnell Tate game-breaking speed. I'm kind of scared they take Downs. That's a hell of a move up. To move up to 5 to take down, or move up to 6 to take Downs. That'd be a lot. Maybe KC moves up to 6 to take Delane. That could make sense. Which I mean, you know, I could see that. If the Chiefs trade up to 6, Delane could be a thing there. So let's say they move up to 6, or let's say the Giants take Reese. So then does it go Reese, Delane, Styles, and then Bain at 8? Again, I think all roads lead to us taking Bain, unless the Chiefs are moving up to take Bain at 6. A lot of questions. If the Chiefs take Bain, if it goes Reese, Bain, Styles, then do we take Downs? Or do we take Delane? A lot of options, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of options. Are you scared of the arm length? I mean, it's definitely worth considering. It's definitely worth a conversation. But if Brandon Staley looked me in my eyes and told me that he's not worried about the arm length, then I'm not worried about the arm length. You know what I mean? But it's definitely worth like, hey man, no one's ever been drafted in the top 100 with these measurables, and then you got to do some extra work and whatever else. Did the Saints go yet? No, they go 8th. We are at 5. Edwin super chatted $2. If Reese falls to us, I would cry. That would be crazy. If Arvell Reese fell, that would be absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. All right, so the Giants pick is in. I'm surprised this Chiefs trade hasn't been talked about on the broadcast. I'm trying not to look at spoilers or anything. I'm trying not to look at Twitter or any of that stuff, so I'm kind of flying blind here. I think it's, like I said, I think Reese and Styles are going to go 5 and 7 in whatever combination. Shawnee Boy, super chat at $4.99. Face of the franchise, thorn in the side of all sports books. Name another sports YouTuber who calls the draft like he's got the script. Who dat? Good. I mean, that might be the comment of the damn day. Twitter puts the picks out of him. Yeah, Twitter's like, yeah, Twitter will ruin it for you. I mean, every pick will have to be in by the time they finish all the shit on the broadcast. It's TKO. That's all it is. I mean, it's just TKO running the draft. It's sickening. I mean, pick number 6 will be the Slim Jim sponsored. You know, it's just a joke, man. That's why we have Dynamite. You know what I'm saying? Arvell Reese. All right. So, yeah, a hell of a pick. Such that the Giants are making out like bandits. They get Reese here, and then they come back around at 10 and get Tyson or whoever they want. Whew. I mean, they could get Reese and Downs, depending on how this plays out. Or they could go, you know, Reese and Delane. Or I mean, they could really do some stuff. Yeah, Reese is a monster for sure. All right. Now let's see if this whole Cleveland trades. All right, so let's do it. Arvell Reese, 5th. Boom. Man, if you're a Giants fan, you are thrilled right now. You are absolutely thrilled. Browns will go O-line. The Browns are on the clock. I still haven't seen anything on the broadcast about this trade. Was the Chiefs trade a rumor? Did that not happen? I don't think the Browns traded. Is chat lying to me? Is chat lying to my face? Chat, I thought we were friends. Oh, they traded the pick. My apologies, chat. Jesus, I almost broke my pen. My pen just went into the ether. I have no idea where. I might. Is it in my hand? My apologies, chat. Chat, I'm sorry. Chat, I apologize. I knew y'all wouldn't lie to me. I knew y'all wouldn't lie to me. I knew it, chat. All right? I knew it. All right, so they got picks 9, 74, and 148. Pretty nice haul. Cleveland, good job. Good job, Cleveland. Good job, Cleveland. Crafty Dom is super chatted $1. Thank you, my friend. Absolute goat, Crafty. Been here since day one. I hope you've been rocking that merch, Crafty. I hope you've been rocking the merch, man. What's happening? James had to be here with the face of the greatest franchise. Who dat? Boom. All right, so the Chiefs move up a lot. They got a nice package. Pause. Not gonna lie. The Chiefs, are they moving up for Bain? That's the question. Bain, offensive line, Delane. One of those three. If it's Bain, then all of a sudden the Saints are on Caleb Down watch. But then Washington could take Downs. And then all of a sudden the Saints are in a crazy situation. And then they take Styles. All right? Let's see what they do. So I would assume, like I said, I think it's going to be Delane, offensive line, or Bain for the Chiefs. It's a lot. It's a lot, though. That's a big trade up. Crafty, another super chat, $2. Only person who calls draft better was 2023 Crafty. Yeah, you had the crystal ball back then, brother. If the Saints move, yeah, I mean Saints could move down too. That'd be sweet. KC taking Styles. Oh, can I do the trade? Maybe I can do the trade. Trade. What was it? 9. Chiefs trade 9. Browns trade 6. What was the trade? 74, 148. I think that was it. They won't even do this. They're not interested in trading for this pick. Force the trade. Boom. All right, Chiefs are on the clock. Y'all see how I do that, guys? I mean, unbelievable. All right. Good on the Browns, though. James, any more merch dropping anytime soon? Would love a face of the franchise workout shirt. Remember, any shirt can be a workout shirt. Think about it. Think about it. I mean, they traded a 3rd and a 5th to move up 3 spots. I would not have. I mean, we'll see who they take, but I would rather the 3rd and the 5th. I would rather be in Cleveland's situation. If they moved up to take Tyson, that'd be wild. All right, Goodell's coming out. Here we go. All right. Delane. Okay. Mansour Delane, 6th overall. Way up there. Hell of a player. Way up there. Okay. That's okay. That's okay for the Saints. I mean, Delane's a hell of a player. I love him like a brother. Okay, everyone knows that. But I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Trading Stukes, you know what I mean? We got options. We wish him the best. Hell of a player. Hell of a player. All right, so let's go ahead and make the pick. Mansour Delane, bada bing, bada boom, realest guy in the room. Washington, I would think, is sprinting to take Sonny Styles. I would think they are moving to get Sonny. Yeah, the Commander. Yeah, I think Washington is in an absolute sprint to take. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put Sonny Styles for Washington. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know. I think they are. Pick is already in. Pick's in. Yeah, it's Sonny Styles. This isn't even. I'll go ahead and put it in. And then we get the pick. We get to choose. This is a good situation for the Saints because now they can choose, do you want the edge? Do you want Caleb Downs? Or do you want a wide receiver? That's where the Saints are at right now. I'm going to get my phone ready just in case Kellen calls me. Just in case. I'm getting it ready. I'm getting it ready just in case. All right. Just in case Kellen calls, I'm going to put it on loud. Does he call? Does he call? All right, so Styles is definitely going to go here. And then it's Bain, Downs, or a wide receiver. Who do y'all want? Do y'all want Bain, Downs, or Jordan Tyson? That's the question. That's the question. I'm trying not to see. I'm trying not to see any spoilers or anything. So if something happened, let's see. Let's see what happens here. I see chat. I see chat. Okay. Do I need to remove the Sonny Styles pick? Okay, let's undo the pick. All right. I see chat. I'll undo the pick. Okay. Errol Jackson, $20 super chat for the superstar. Appreciate everything you do. The Eric Bischoff. Oh my God. Errol, my apologies. This is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. PBS, are you in the chat? PBS. Type 1 if you're in the chat. This is the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. My guy Errol just said, and I quote, with a $20 super chat, I might print this out. Appreciate everything you do. The Eric Bischoff of Saints media in a sea full of Vince Russos. Damn. Unbelievable. I've got Bischoff's book. I have Bischoff's book somewhere in the studio. All right, so Jerome Bettis, here's a fun fact. Here's a fun fact for you guys. I met Jerome Bettis at the 1997 NFL experience when the Super Bowl was in New Orleans with the Patriots and the Packers. I went to the NFL experience. I met Jerome Bettis. Not sure why the hell he was there. But Jerome Bettis and Bill Cowher were sitting at a table, and they signed a mini football that I have. I don't know where the hell it is. I guess Hurricane Katrina took it out into the Gulf. But, yeah, met him. I was 31. Okay. This is ridiculous how long these picks are taking. They shaved 2 minutes off the timer, but then Goodell's got to All right, here it is. Here it is. They did take Styles. They did take Styles. What's going on here? I had Styles on the board 20 minutes ago. Why were y'all saying Downs? All right. Saints are on the board, ladies and gentlemen. I told y'all Styles 2.5 hours ago. Okay. All right. We knew that was going to happen. We knew the Commanders wanted Styles. That was the easiest call on the board. Everyone saw that coming. Now it's freaking time. Now it's time. Do the Saints take Bain? Do they take Downs? Or do they take a wide receiver? I think they take Bain, but Bain or Downs, and I'm okay with that. The wide receiver, I have to trust Kellen. Not what I would do. The Saints pick is in. I'm not looking at chat until the pick happens. My apologies, but I don't want to get it spoiled. This is the moment. We got 2,000 people in here. 2,000 people watching the Superstar. I can't breathe. Here we go. I'm seeing stars. Whew. Okay. I'm nervous. Mom spaghetti. What's the rest of the words? Shawnee Boy has super chatted $1.99. Kellen, we know you're watching. Call this man. I got the phone right here. Kellen. Hey. Yeah. It's the face of the franchise. Can I get down there right now? No, I can't get down to the Superdome right now. Going to Airline Drive? I'm not going to Metairie. Come on. Yeah, I'm going to Metairie? No, brother, I got 2,000 people watching the stream right now. I can't go up there. What's going on? Who would I take? I would take Eli Heidenreich, but I would take Heidenreich. You're not taking Heidenreich? Okay. Well, then I would probably take... it's tough, man. It's Ruben Bain or Caleb Downs is what I would do. I'd do one of those. I'd probably go Bain. Yeah, listen, I'd go Bain because then you can get... Look, take Bain, let Cam walk, and then you got Bain who can step in for Granderson. You get Bain and Chase Young coming off the edge. We'll figure out safety later. We got good safeties anyways. You can get a safety in the third round. Yeah. Jordan Tyson? No. Movement Twitter said Jordan Tyson's not. It's not going to work. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. What is Movement Twitter? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. All right. You got to go? Kellen? Hung up on me. All right. Okay. Here we go. I'm saying Ruben Bain. I said Ruben Bain in my official mock draft final prediction, mock draft 6.0, the official one that I released at 5:45 p.m. Who else in the industry drops 2 videos the same day they're doing a 3.5 hour live stream? I'll leave that up to you. I'm sticking with Ruben Bain. I think it makes sense what I just told Kellen. You get Bain, Cam walks. You have Bain and Chase Young. Granderson, plays out whatever's contract. He does what he's got to do. You get a safety later on. Get a wide receiver in the second round or trade back in. Get Omar Cooper. We're feeling good. That's what I would do. Come on, man. I can't watch the Sonny Styles interviews anymore. I need to know what's happening with the Houdats. The pick is in. This is my moment. This is the biggest moment. Thousands of people watching. Come on. I'm trying not to look at chat. My apologies again. I don't want to get spoiled. I want to give you all an actual reaction here. Carnell Tate, 4th overall, was insane. So, to recap, we got Fernando Mendoza, David Bailey, Jeremiah Love, Carnell Tate, Arvell Reese, Mansour Delaney. In a trade, Sonny Styles goes 7. Out of all of this, I think the surprise... I think we all knew it was going to be Bailey or Reese at 2. Love was a surprise. Tate was a huge surprise. Reese, I think New York was surprised. I think New York expected Reese to be gone. So I don't know if it's a surprise because once he's available, we kind of said it was going to happen. The Chiefs trading up for Delane was a surprise. Styles at 7 was not a surprise. And then we get the Who-Dats. I can't believe Mendoza's doing a LinkedIn commercial in my face as the Saints pick is coming up. I'm sitting here sweating, blood pressure through the roof, cortisol spiking, and I have to watch a Fernando Mendoza LinkedIn commercial. Damn. Who do y'all want? Who do y'all want, chat? Who do y'all want? I mean, you know the choices. It's a 3-person choice. It's Ruben Bain, Caleb Downs, or Tyson, Jordan Tyson. I would be flabbergasted. Every gast I have would be flabbered if it was Kenyon Sadiq or any of these other guys. I think it's a 3-man race right now. It's a triple threat match, TLC ladder match right now. I want to look at chat, but I don't want to get it spoiled. Even though I don't know what's a rumor and what's real. I'm in Shutter Island. I'm in Shutter Island. That's what I'm doing. I'm in Shutter Island right now. I don't know what's reality. I don't know what's up and down. I've got a USAA commercial going on. The Saints pick has been in for 20 minutes. Where's Mike Vrabel? What's going on? Who can I trust? I'm going Bain, if it's me. I think it makes the most sense. This guy, Ruben, 92.8 overall grade last year. High-level production. Tiny arms. That's okay. All right? That's okay. Bain or Downs, and I am thrilled. Wide receiver, and, you know, Kellen's going to we'll have to listen to his post-draft interview. But Mel's best available, Caleb Downs, Jordan Tyson. Man, where does Mel have Ruben Bain? What's he? So the best available is Francis Maui No on ESPN. Best fit is Ruben Bain. Whatever that, I mean, you know. Take it for what you want there. Mel's best available, Caleb Downs, Jordan Tyson, Maui Noah, Spencer Fanu, Mekhi Lemon. Here we go. Goodell. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Did Goodell take his tie off, or was he always not wearing a tie? Did Goodell hit a mojito or something in the back? All right. I'm going to say Bain. I think Bain would be the pick. Is there any Skrmetta merch out there in the crowd of Saints fans? Here we go, Roger. Come on, Raj. I think they're singing like Sweet Caroline or something. It's delaying everything. Okay, Goodell's got the mic. There it is. Jordan Tyson. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Kellen. Oh. Kellen. Oh man. Oh. Oh, Kellen. All right. I mean, you got to trust him. You got to trust him. Oh, risky business right there. Risky business. The Browns pick is in immediately. I mean, look, I would not have taken a wide receiver here. I've said it a million times. I think you take a wide receiver in the second round. We've done a million mocks in the second round. There are a bevy of wide receivers. Now you are basically guaranteeing that it's not Chris Bell, it's not Omar Cooper, it's not Jeremy Bernard, it's not any of those guys in the second round. I guess in the second round, maybe you go cornerback, but I think this kind of pigeonholes you. Tyson, serious production questions, serious injury questions. The WOTA movement Twitter stuff is real. Movement Twitter has been skewering Jordan Tyson this entire time. There is a lot of question marks. I think this is the most red flag pick the Saints could have made at 8. Does that mean it won't be successful? No. And they went and got a wide receiver. They have Tyler Shough. They're giving they're giving their guy the best chance. Tyson's crying, walking up the stage. I like that. I like the emotion. I like the passion. Big fan of that. We'll see. Is this the pick I would have made? No. I made a video that I didn't think Jordan Tyson was the guy. And I hope he proves me wrong. That's the real deal. I hope Jordan Tyson proves me wrong. I hope he lights it up. And I hope he's as good as people think he is. I haven't seen it. I got questions. And this is one of those situations where Kellen Moore is saying we have no problem with the medical. We have no concerns about any of that. We think he's a premier talent. We went and got our franchise quarterback, a premier talent at wide receiver. You got to have one hell of a grade on him. I'll say that. You got to have one hell of a grade on him to take him here. Trust the process. Trust the coaches and the scouts. They nailed almost every pick last year. We were skewering everyone for the Tyler Shough pick. And Tyler Shough went and lit it up. So let's hear what he says. All right, Tyson's being interviewed right now. He said he's going to give it his all. Yeah, so they're asking him about his adversity and injuries and things like that, and he's, that's one thing that Kellen proved. Kellen proved like he's willing to take a guy who has, man, Tyson's sobbing. Like he is sobbing. But I love it. But Kellen's proved that he's willing to take a guy who can get through adversity, get through injuries, get through whatever else. But all that's great as long as you're on the field. And we saw it with Tyler Shough where he dealt with some like freak injuries with the ankle and the collarbone and whatever. And, bone breaks are one thing, but Tyson's got hamstring. And so I don't know, but I do trust Kellen. I really do. And, so let's get caught up here. Crew to Kate has super chatted $50. Woman of my word. Oh yeah. I forgot about the $50 Jordan Tyson thing. Woman of my word, let's go. Jordan Tyson, you're a New Orleans Saint. Thank you, Kellen. Thank you, Mickey. J.R. Banco super chatted $6.99. Best possible explanation for Tyson. The best possible explanation I have is that the Saints had a super high grade on him. The Saints thought Tyson was the best receiver in the draft, and they're trying to get their superstar quarterback, a superstar wide receiver. And now you're going into the season with Chris Olave, Jordan Tyson, Devon Vele, Jalen Polk. And they're going to try and light it up. Travis Achan, all that. So that's the best explanation. Scott Hefner has super chatted $9.99. I believe go Saints all the way. Bert super chatted $1.99. Tyson going to be a GOAT. Let's see here. He better stay on two legs. Shough never played a full season either. Top wide receiver in the draft if he can stay healthy. We don't need Downs. The Browns go Spencer Fanu. So the Browns get their guy. I think the Browns would have taken him anyways. So the Browns get to trade down. They get picks. They get their guy. Great trade for the Browns. What if the Saints trade back into the first? They could. At that point, you're trading back in for a defensive player, I would assume. My question here is, what does it do for the second round? Tyson goes 8. Cleveland goes Fanu. Okay, we updated it. Now it's... I think second round it's got to be a cornerback. maybe it's trading Stukes. If it's Stukes in the second, maybe that saves the entire draft. But not mad, but I had Lemon higher than Tyson as far as wide receiver, says Athens 6099. I trust Kellen, but man, this makes me nervous. Yeah, this is this is definitely like a very nervous pick because of all the red flags. And they're real. Like, look, just because we're pointing out the red flags doesn't mean Tyson's not going to succeed or whatever, but they are legitimate. They are legit concerns with him not being able to stay on the field. There are legit. Daniel Jeremiah brought up he doesn't know how much of a competitor Tyson is. That's not me saying it. That's what they're saying. Now on the flip side, the Giants are picking, I would assume, Francis Maui-Noah. Okay. Offensive line is interesting there, but hey, protect Jackson Dart. So the Giants end up with Arvell Reese and Francis Maui-Noah. Two guys who are both supposed to go top 5. Very nice. Very nice. The Dolphins could go Caleb Downs here. I could definitely see that. Wow. But what I was saying with the red flags, like all of that is kind of not put to bed, but you do got to kind of take all of that and say, well, Kellen and the team looked at that and saw it and worked them out and came to the conclusion that it's not a big deal. So it's a risky move, and it's definitely one that can blow up in your face if he can't stay on the field, if he's not, a huge impact. Oh, Miami trades to Dallas. Dallas traded, so Dallas must want Downs. This has got to be, man, it's always a weird trade when you see like 12 trade with 11 because the Dolphins have so much leverage in this spot. But it's got to be for Downs, I would think. But Dallas traded. Oh, they didn't flip. Oh, what was the trade? So Dallas has 11 and 12? Oh, damn. So Dallas is going to go Downs and Bain. That is sick. Sick for Dallas. So Dallas is, what was the trade? Man, going Downs and Bain is nice. Is nice. Damn. That is strong. Okay, let me keep getting caught up here. Let's see. West Bank Grass Shrimp has super chatted $1.99. Couch coaches think they know better than Kellen. Anthony Palmer super chatted $4.99. Missed 1 out of every 3 games. We already have injury-prone receivers. DePriest has super chatted $1.99. At least our receiver room will be a menace. Imperfect 318 has super chatted $2. What does that mean for Vele? Means he's. He loses volume share, but Simply Cash has super chatted $9.99. James, I have more faith in you than more. Our top 4 receivers were injured last year. Our defense has major holes with 2 premier players available. I would have been happier if we drafted Venga Iane. Girthquake super chatted $5. Kellen said in his opening presser, he looks for guys with superpowers. Apparently, he told us all along. JZ Craft Tech super chatted $5. Sup, James? Missed the Saints pick. Thoughts on the Tyson pick? Risky business. Risky pick. But if they think he does have superpowers, then okay. But you got a guy with a completely reconstructed knee, tore his MCL, PCL, ACL, hamstring issues, broke his collar, but like he's got a very, very checkered medical past. If all that's behind him, then whatever. If he stays on the field, then none of that matters, right? Injuries only matter when they happen. But if they flare up, then you absolutely have to point to this and say, how do you overlook that? I think it's just strictly volume with Vele and Olave and all that. Like, I don't think it makes Vele's situation worse per se or better per se or whatever, but he is going to get targets. You know what I mean? He's going to get targets, but that's kind of okay, right? Like if he gets targets and he's performing and he's producing and he's the man and he's worth the pick, then who cares? Like, whatever. I don't care if Vele gets targets or Olave gets targets or who gets the most or whatever, as long as the Saints offense is flying. So, but yeah, I mean, high risk, high reward for sure. It's already risky to take a wide receiver in the top 10. It's already risky to take the second wide receiver in the group in the top 10. So I would assume they had a really high grade on him. Probably, if I had to guess, they had Tyson as the number one wide receiver. I asked this question with Carnell Tate. How good does Jordan Tyson have to be now? That's the question. How good does he have to be to justify the pick? I would say top 15, something like that. Top 20 to 8th overall with some of the guys who are available. Yeah, the bright side is, nobody will say that Mason Tipton is our number 2 now. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt the Saints did their due diligence. There's no doubt they know the injury history. There's no doubt they worked him out. They saw it, whatever. And they're telling us that they're okay with it. So it's one of those things where, just like the Tyler Shough thing, it is totally okay to see the pick and say, I am concerned because of blank. But that doesn't mean that he isn't going to work out. Like, two things can be true. And I think both things are true. I think he is a very high-risk player with a undoubtedly high ceiling. So we root for him. We hope he's really good. He can be absolutely electric at times, and I hope we see a lot of it. I would love nothing more than if Jordan Tyson is the rookie of the year next year and he's the best receiver in this class and he lights it up. We'll see. I trust Kellen. We'll see. And look, here's another thing to remember. They have 7 more picks. Like, they have a chance to go and get other players at other positions that we don't know. And instead of taking Caleb Downs, they may go get Stukes. And then all of a sudden, Stukes may be the best defensive player in the draft. And we're all sitting here saying they should have taken Downs. Maybe not, right? We got to see the entire class. We got to see the whole thing first. But this pick by itself, definitely risky. Definitely high risk, for sure. All right, going back to chat. Kellen for sure just wanted another elite duo like he had in Philly and was willing to take a swing. NFL is rigged. How do the Cowboys get 2 great picks? Well, I mean, so they get the 11th so Miami does have the 12th. So they don't have the back-to-back. Well, this ESPN broadcast is throwing me off. So they traded 1 spot. They traded 2 fifths for 1 spot. Okay, so they're not taking. All right, I think they take Downs here. So Cowboys traded. Let's see, with Dallas, boom, 12, 9, and then 2 fifths. It's Caleb Downs, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Forced to trade, none of that other stuff matters. Okay, so they wanted Downs. Good pick for Dallas. Makes a lot of sense for them. Man, Reuben Bain, big time fall here. Good pick for Dallas. If Dallas would have had 11 and 12, that would have been insane. All right, back to chat here. Let's see. James, I thought my nerves would settle after the first pick. Now I'm even more scared. Will Tyson be ready to go this season? Yeah, he better be. Yeah, he's yes. $20 from Trey Hilton. Trey has super chatted $20. How much longer are JT's arms? Tyson and Bain? I mean, I don't think it's just general arm length. I think it's about the position that Bain plays. Let's see. Don't worry, guys. Cowboys won't pay him, so he'll be a top free agent. Anybody have a video of his private workouts? I'll have to call Kellen. Morphatrix, $20 super chat. Ladies and gentlemen, let's focus on the positive for Tyson. He's a really good weapon for Shough. We can't just assume he's going to get injured. He's a football player with world-class training staff on an NFL team. Who dat? True. 100%. Like, don't get that. Like, again, let me make this clear. It is okay to be concerned about the injury history. It is okay to be concerned about the red flags or whatever we've heard, this draft process. It is okay to be concerned with movement Twitter. It's okay to be concerned with the fact that he hasn't played since October and he had one private workout 5 days before the draft. But none of that means he's going to get injured. None of that means he's going to miss time. So now here's the deal. He's a New Orleans Saint. And we got to hope that he's on the field. And if he's on the field, it gives our superstar quarterback another weapon. And all of a sudden now the Saints are with, who knows what the rest of the draft has, but we're rolling out there Tyler Shough, Travis Etienne, Jordan Tyson, Chris Olave, Jalen Polk, Devon Vele, Jawan Johnson, Noah Fant. Okay. David Edwards at guard, Kelvin Banks, Talise Fuaga, Eric McCoy. We'll see what else happens. We'll see if they draft, what else they do. But on paper, that does sound nicey, right? It does sound nicey. So if it works, if Kellen's risk pays off, if his gamble pays off, no one's going to be mad about having two stud wide receivers. And then, the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL, Devon Vele. J.R. Branco has super chatted $2.79. Buy Mason Tipton, Lamau. Love you like a brother. Yeah. Mason Tipton, we hardly knew ye. DePriest has super chatted $4.99. How far will Iane fall? And if he falls late into the first, should we trade up to get him? I think Iane's landing spot is right there at 14. Hell, he could go right here. But I think 14, I think the Ravens is as far as he falls. He could go to Miami, but I don't think he gets past Baltimore. I'm sour. Saints should have taken Downs with the loss of Davis, Jordan, and Taylor. Remember, Jack, they could still fill those positions. They could still fill the hole of Cam, Alante, and DeMario. And they did kind of fill DeMario with Caden Ellis anyways, but a lot of picks left. So you got to kind of see the whole pot before we judge one ingredient, Keontae Scott is in play now. I would think we'll see how the rest of the first round plays out because the Saints could get back in there. If Jacob Rodriguez or someone like that is on their radar and they trade back in to get Rodriguez, we'll see. But all right, so I think Miami here. I mean, they could do anything here. All right, they go. Caden Proctor, wow. 12th overall. Saban had kind of a negative review of Proctor. I don't know if y'all saw that. But Saban basically said, hey, you got to watch him because if you don't watch him, he'll be overweight, he'll be this, he'll be that. But Proctor's a hell of an athlete. It sounds like if he's engaged, then you get a hell of a player. All right, so now I think the Rams take Mekhi Lemon here. I think they sprint, take Mekhi Lemon. And then I think Baltimore takes, let's get Proctor on the board. I think the Rams take Lemon. I think the Ravens take Iane. And then we keep going. And then we'll see what Tampa does. All right. Does us getting Tyson mean we don't pay Olave? No, I mean, we're paying Olave. Us getting Tyson means that we don't pay Mason Tipton and Bub Means. The Rams pick is in. Let's see. What if we take Stukes in the second? Then we're good. Bain falling out of the top 100 with his arm length. Apparently, yeah, Bain. I mean, I guess we just I guess we get Bain in the second. Did we get Bain in the second round? Saw Tyson's film too. I ain't worried. Yeah, if Tyson can stay on the field and he plays at that super elite level, because we've seen kind of up and down. We've seen some roller coaster play from him in his tape. We've seen some games and some moments where he disappears, but when he's at his best, Jordan Tyson's best is probably better than any other wide receiver in this class's best. But is it, 8th overall worthy? That's the question. That's what we'll find out. We're not going to find out tonight. He's got to put the pads on, he's got to play, and then we'll find out this season. Same thing with Tyler Shough last year. No one was going to find out on Friday what Tyler Shough was. We had to wait months to figure that out. And it's going to be the same thing with Tyson. Tyson, we will not know tonight. We will not know tomorrow. But we'll find out this year. Can be elite if he stays healthy. I would not have taken the risk, but if he does stay healthy, yeah. Let's see here. It's all a gamble tonight, yeah. Is taking Jordan a gamble? Tyson? Yeah, hell yeah. At what point do you start looking at trading back in for Bain if he keeps sliding? I don't think you can get back into the top 20. I think the Saints could look to get in that bottom 5. I mean, they do have multiple, picks in later rounds. So if they can get back in here, I think they could. But I don't think they're going to trade back up in like the top 15. And I don't think Bain's going to slide all the way down here. I think down here you're looking at like the Jacob Rodriguez's of the world, the cornerback you want. Maybe even like an interior, like a Caden McDonald or Peter Woods or someone like that. If they have a high enough grade on those guys, and you've got Woods or McDonald or someone like that, maybe you move up and get them. I could see that as well. Let's see, cornerback. Let me take this off the board. McCoy's fallen. I think Hood gets drafted before McCoy, but you got your Stukes, you got Keontae Scott, Chris Johnson's getting a lot of love. I think Chris Johnson goes in the first round. So a lot of cornerbacks there, but do you need to trade up to get them? All right, let's keep going here. Let's see. Is there any defensive lineman that's worth getting back into the 25 to 32 range? Yeah, I think some of those interior guys. For sure. Gavin Wheeler, super chat, $2, third arm length comparison. Nathan Reed, a super chatted $1.99. Moscona getting hammered tonight. Mr. Dwinfree has super chatted $5. I like the pick overall, but I really wanted Banner Downs. He is a playmaker, so I'm excited. Yeah. True. Not happy with the pick at 8, but oh well. I'll be happy if Jordan catches fire, though. Styles, Bain, but a wide receiver at 8. I don't know about this one, but we'll see, says Lionel. Yeah, I mean, I like James, stop being a sourpuss. I'm fine on the pick. Like I'm not being a sourpuss. I'm fine with it. I'm willing to see this pick. I've said it the whole offseason. Whatever the pick in any round, it is trust Brandon Staley, trust Kellen Moore. And that's how I feel with Tyson. Would I have taken him? No. But I'm sitting here in the studio and Kellen Moore's on Airline Drive. So I trust Kellen. And I hope Jordan Tyson's the best player in this draft. I hope he's a Hall of Famer. I've said a million times, I don't care who they pick because I trust these coaches. I trust the staff. So, and that's kind of where we're at. With all these picks, As long as they take Stukes and Heidenreich and Coogan and Murdoch, we're good to go. Yeah, I mean, it's a wide receiver. It's exciting. So if he because he's a wide receiver, I'll tell you this too. Because he's a wide receiver, it is going to take about half of a game for people to be won over. Because wide receivers are exciting. You know, like his first big catch, his first 100-yard game, his first highlight reel, whatever. People are going to be like, all right, he's the man. I'm in. So hopefully it happens. Do you think Tyson would have always been the pick, or do you think it would have been someone else who wasn't there? Good question. I think he would have been the pick, because I think the other options they thought would be there were there. I think they were planning for Bain. I think they were planning for Downs, and then the wide receivers. And they had a chance to take whoever they wanted, which is what we wanted the whole time. We wanted options. They had an option, and they went with Tyson. So unless they would have had some crazy fall like Styles or Reese or Love or whatever, it looks like the pick was always going to be Tyson. All right, the Rams are up. I think Ty Simpson here would be insane. I think it would be insane if they go Simpson here. I think you got to go Mekhi Lemon. I think you go Lemon here or shore up the offensive line. But Simpson here would be nuts. James, does this pick tell you that Bain's measurables and all-field problems were an issue? Also, does it tell you that the Saints didn't value Downs' positional value? Not so much about the Downs thing. I think they might. I mean, again, we'll have to see what they do later on in the draft with the Downs thing, but let's see. Rams picks up. Ty Simpson, 13th overall. Damn. If you're the Rams, okay, if you're a Rams fan, if you are a Rams fan, you got to be pissed. You're trying to win the Super Bowl. You're trying to get as much as you can out of this Matt Stafford thing. You are trying to win now. And then you get the Rams taking Ty Simpson. You got the J.J. McCarthy 2.0 situation. If I'm a Rams fan, I'm furious right now. Furious. Extra Void has super chatted $4.99. We know Kellen loves guys who've been through adversity. That's who we got in Tyson. Kellen is going all in on Shough. We needed more than Olave and Vele. There you go. There you go. This is just round one, and Kellen, we trust. You said it. Everyone is a Hall of Famer until you hit the field. True. I'm glad I'm not a Rams fan. I'd have to start drinking again. Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a weird pick. It's a weird pick. I mean, how are you not? If it's me and I'm the Rams, I don't give a damn about developing Ty Simpson. If I'm the Rams, I'm like, look, I'm trying to win with Matt Stafford. I've got the MVP. You know, like, I want to get players who right now I can win a Super Bowl with. And they got a guy who's not going to see the field this year. Tough. Now, Baltimore, Mekhi Lemon becomes very interesting for Baltimore, right? You help Lamar out, get him some weapons, but I still think Iane is the pick here. Imagine, I don't think Tampa will. The Jets with Lemon would be nice too. The Jets would be. You want to see someone run to the podium? As if Mekhi Lemon is there at 16. Imagine the Bucs though going Emeka Egbuka, Lemon. Yeah, I don't like this pick for the Rams. I don't like that. I don't like being in such a super win now mode, and then also taking like a developmental thing. If you take Simpson at like 28, okay, whatever, who cares? This is the 13th overall pick. Like, you're LA. You got a gift with Atlanta being dumb enough to trade you this pick. You got an absolute gift. Like, you got to try and get as much value as you can out of that. That's risky business from McVay. Yeah, Olave's getting an extension. The Tyson thing has nothing to do with Chris Olave. Nothing to do with him. Let's see. If Stafford goes down and Simpson balls, none of the BS matters. If Stafford, the sentence can end with if Stafford goes down. The sentence should be if Stafford goes down, none of this matters. Because if Stafford goes down, their season's over. Let's see. Taking Tyson means Olave's contract negotiations have gone south. It does not. That's not true. That's not true at all. Let's see. The media is glazing our pick. They were pushing for a wide receiver since the beginning. I mean, wide receiver is a sexy, fun pick for sure. Like, yeah, of course they're going to be happy with the pick. It's an exciting thing. They got Tyler Shough. It's an easy narrative. It's an easy, like, okay, get Tyler Shough some weapons. I see it, but Saints offense has arrived. I mean, we definitely have pieces. No doubt. I mean, they definitely have pieces. Achane, Olave, Tyson, Vele, Polk. Tyson may turn out to be the next Jefferson if he does build Mickey a statue. Yeah, I mean, he might be. Yeah, I mean, he could be the best player in the draft. We will not find out tonight. I mean, Eric McAllister could be the best wide receiver in the draft. Like. That's what makes the draft so wild. All right, so the Rams took Simpson. Okay, so the Ravens took Iane, just like I said, classic me. Good pick for the Ravens. Got their guy. There you go. Venga Iane. He's going to be a monster. I'll go ahead and tell you that right now. Y'all know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. Iane is going to be an absolute freak. And Baltimore is going to love the hell out of him. I will tell you that. Gerald Jenkins super chatted $1.99. Thank you, my friend. No message, none needed. Let's see. If we get Jacob Rodriguez, we can let Pete go. All right, the Bucks are up. Yeah, I mean, this could be Bane. I mean, it's got Todd Bowles written all over it, doesn't it? Stays there in Florida. Bane makes a lot of sense here. I'm gonna go ahead and put Bane. I'm gonna go ahead and make 2 picks. I'll do 3 picks. I'm gonna do 3 picks. I'll do 4. I think it's going to be Bane, Lemon, Freeling, and Thieneman. That's what I think it's going to be. That's what these next 4 picks are going to be. Bane, then the Jets take Lemon, the Lions take Freeling, and the Vikings take Thieneman. There you go. There you go. All right, the Buccaneers pick is in. James, do you risk it and go McCoy? I don't think so. He would have to really fall. If he falls like into the second, you probably risk it, but I don't think so. Gerald Jenkins super chatted $1.99. We could have got a wide receiver in the second. I'm disappointed. Well, the way you got to look at it now is that we may have got the best wide receiver in the draft. We may have got like a generational superstar wide receiver. All right, like that's the hope and dream. And if we end up with the next Justin Jefferson, or the next Jamar Chase, or the next, whoever, Amon-Ra St. Brown, then no one's going to care about the fact that we didn't draft, Skylar Bell in the second round. No one's going to care that we didn't draft Jeremy Bernard in the second round. So now it's how do they fill out the rest of the puzzle? What picks do they take? You know what I mean? Like, what else do they do? Who do they get for the cornerback? Who do they get for the linebacker? Who do they get for other positions? Let's see. Jeremy Gates has super chatted $1.99 first stream and love your content. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. We drafted OBJ if healthy. He's got to be better than OBJ. Let's say that. Trey Hilton, super chatted $20. LOL, just don't. Bane is still on the board. You called him an 8. Looks like it's gaming and WWE content for you. Appreciate the $20, man. Appreciate it. We'll see. I mean, it's the draft. The draft is an interesting thing. It's an interesting beast. No one's rooting more for Jordan Tyson now than me. I can promise you that. Electro, you guys complain way too hard about the picks. Gotta wait for them to pan out. Round 2, let's see. We have to remember defense is way more stacked versus offense, especially in later rounds. If we get Stukes in the second, then honestly, I'll be shouting from the rooftops. Yeah, really, the draft, some people say the draft really starts in the second round with trading Stukes. That's where the draft really starts. Bucks need a wide receiver more than the Saints. Who is getting their Jordan Tyson jersey tonight? That's the question. All right, so remember my 4 next picks predictions are Ruben Bain, Mekhi Lemon, Monroe Freeling, and Dylan Thieneman. Next 4. Let's see if I can go 4 for 4 in this next run. What if we trade our third and next year's first for pick 16? Man, I would not want to do that at all. Do not want to do that. I don't want to trade. I do not want to trade for next year's first at all. Yeah, don't touch next year's picks. I'm with you there. Why you have a quarterback who needs next year's first, brother? Just keep getting good players. Like, you can just keep drafting good players, get a deep roster, fill it out, get depth, get pieces. All right, Tampa's pick is in. Tampa goes. My prediction, remember, Bain. They go Bain. There you go. All right, Tampa goes Bain. So I'm 1 for 1. And let's see if the Jets take Mekhi Lemon. Then I'll be 2 for 2. And then the Lions will take Freeling. And then the Vikes take Thieneman. And then we're dancing. All right. So Bain falls to 15. Goes to Tampa. So the Saints will be seeing a lot of them. So we'll see. We shall see. Jacob Rodriguez is the linebacker we should take in the second. If Rodriguez is there, we absolutely should take him. But I think Rodriguez goes in the first round. And just like I said, the Jets absolutely sprinted and got that pick in. It's definitely Mekhi Lemon. Yeah, Rodriguez is gone in the first. I think Rodriguez goes tonight. That's another little prediction I got for y'all. Trey Hilton has super chatted another $20. About to trade you for Trizzy Trace. Thank you for the $20. JR Bronco has super chatted $2.79. Is there a round 2 pick that could replace Cam Jordan? I like a lot of the edges. I don't know about at our second pick. I know a lot of people like Keldrick Falk. These guys are going to fall to the second, but I like Malachi Lawrence. I like Danny Dennis Sutton. I like Mason Rieger. Those are a couple of guys that I've watched, and I'm like, okay, these guys got some play. So Rieger, Sutton, Lawrence are all I'm fans of. I'm not saying I would take them in the second, but those are edges that I like. Let's see. Messidor in the second would be awesome. I don't know if he gets to the second. I'm kind of lukewarm on Messidor, but let's see. I'm trusting Kellen for sure. If Moore thinks Tyson is the man and can work magic with Olave, Vele, and Yachan, then I'm game. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Kellen, Kellen knows a thing or two about receivers. He knows what's going on. So if I can promise you this. I can promise you Kellen and Chuck have had extensive conversations about that pick. And if Kellen and Chuck came to the conclusion that, hey, let's take Jordan Tyson, and they both said yes, fine with me. Yeah, we have 7 more picks. I mean, that's the whole thing. The draft is really more of like one big puzzle. It's not just one pick. It's about like what you do with all the picks. You know what I mean? What's the whole thing look like? Okay, you take wide receiver in the first round. All right. Most of us thought they would take a wide receiver in the second round. So what do you do with that pick now? What do you do with round 2? Do you go cornerback? Do you go linebacker? What are you doing there? Right? So now you just shuffle it. Now you just shuffle those puzzle pieces around, and then on Sunday, we'll be able to look back and say, okay, here's the whole picture, right? Yeah, we passed on Caleb Downs, but we got Trayden Stukes. Yeah, we passed on, whoever. Jeremiah Love. But we got Eli Heidenreich, right? All right. Let's see. $1.99 from Rick 2 times has super chatted. Over under 700 yards for Tyson this season. That's a good number. It's a good number. It better be over. It better be over. I think it should be over. Falk is Cam 2.0. I'm also an Auburn fan. Let's see. We got to go corner in the second. But see, that's the thing. Like, you don't have to go corner in the second because you might go corner in the third. It's like you don't have to go in any direction on any specific pick as long as the final picture looks good. All right. Jets pick is in. My prediction is Mekhi Lemon. Sadiq. Okay. So they go pass catcher, but they go Kenyon Sadiq. All right. They took who was the young bull from LSU? Mason Taylor? Was that last year they took Taylor? So they go tight end. Wasn't Mason Taylor last year? Was that? Someone tell me if that was right. Kenyon Sadiq. All right. That's a very Jets pick. Wasted pick there. All right. I'm sticking with Monroe Freeling here for the Lions. That's what I'm going with there. I'm not a fan of the Sadiq pick. He's the classic, tight end who can play wide receiver, freak athlete, whatever, but didn't really have the production to match a lot of what people were saying. I think Stowers probably would have been tight end 1 on my board, but not a fan of this one if I'm the Jets. I would have much rather had Lemon and Garrett Wilson. Now this is true. If Lemon falls, this is what we were mocking previously, was this idea that one of the three would fall and that the Saints would trade back in and try and get Lemon or Tyson or whoever fell. Obviously that's all out the window now, but it will be interesting to see how far Lemon falls. I've seen some people on Twitter this week saying that the Panthers would be interested in Mekhi Lemon and going McMillan and Lemon. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting there. Bronco is super chatted 279. Is Marcus Colston the best wide receiver to never Pro Bowl? He's way up there. Way up there, man, for sure. Miller, Clemson tackle, the pick for the Lions. I think the Lions definitely go offensive they go offensive line. Whether it's Miller, I mean, I would go Freeling, but if they go Miller, then hey, again, it's like sometimes you gotta try and focus on the position, not the name, but I think they definitely address that offensive line here. Just think the depth of wide receiver makes our pick a stretch, but hell, as a fan, going to root and have hope no matter what. Again, maybe Olave and Tyson can swap out injuries. Hopefully they're not injured at all. I mean, Olave, he kind of showed it. He showed how good he is last year. So if we get more seasons like that from Olave and Tyson can do his thing and could absolutely be a dynamic offense. I can see the Jets picking Garrett Nussmeier. How about the Nussmeier spine cyst? That's crazy. It's insane. I would think he gets that handled immediately. It's going to be Mickey Loomis to pick Jermon McCoy in the second. If McCoy falls to the second, I mean, you definitely got to take a look at him. I mean, he was... he had a lot of negative stuff come out with the medical this last week, but before that, he was getting some serious run for the top 10. $1.99 from Danny Riot. Super chat $1.99. Watched an old video of James crying when we took Shough. Thank you for the $1.99, my man. Stukes or J-Rod in the second. Either of them in the second would be fantastic. Either of them would be amazing. If we get Stukes or Rodriguez in the second, I'd be pumped. I'd be absolutely fired up. Big D has super chatted $1.99. James, you demand wish me luck going to defend my PhD. Good luck, man. Good luck. You got this. GG's. You absolutely got it. Future Hall of Fame wide receiver 2 Mason Tipton has been put on notice with Tyson in the building. Yes. Bub Means and Mason Tipton just got put on absolute notice. James, I'm assuming Tyson wouldn't have been picked at 8 if Kellen and Mickey were worried about his injury risk. Should the fact he was picked so high quiet those concerns? Yeah, I mean, I don't know about quiet him, but it definitely should give you some confidence. It should definitely give you some confidence that they're okay with it. You know what I mean? So Kellen and Mickey and the medical team and all that have had way more information on Tyson than any of us. So you just got to hope that what they're looking at, you got to hope that it checks out and, So, yeah, it should make you feel better. Trey Hilton, $10, has super chatted with Bain and Lemon still on the board. We could end up with Sadiq. Now, that would be badass. Let's see. I'm guessing that was from 20 minutes ago. Update the... You got to move the antenna around the TV, and you move the rabbit ears, and let's see. Got to go corner around 2, unless you go Rodriguez. All right, Lions are up. It's got to be offensive line here. I'm saying Freeling. We've got some people in chat saying Miller. Let's see. it's too high for him, but Jacob Rodriguez is a very Lions player. He's not going to go 17, but he would fit their culture perfectly. But you know what Detroit wants to do? They want to just maul on the offensive line. Let's see. Who is it? Who is it for Detroit? There it is. Blake Miller, tackle, Clemson. So they go offensive line, expected, and they choose Blake Miller. Boom. There it is. All right, next up, Minnesota. They got to get J.J. McCarthy some help, right? Omega Lulz. The blue shaker is water. The blue shaker is water. Yeah, coffee and water are the two liquids today. All right, where does Minnesota go? These are some interesting picks. I mean, you got Dallas, the second pick. Dallas went Downs. Who could Dallas look at here? I mean, Dallas has got some options. The two picks in like the top 20 is so like New York and Dallas. Like you can really catapult your roster. You know what I mean? Vikings pick is in. My original prediction for my pick 4 was Thieneman. Let's see if that comes in. And then we go to the Panthers. If Rodriguez falls to the second, do you trade up to get him? I think if you have an opportunity to get Rodriguez and it's not that much of an investment, I think you do get him. He's a stud. I love him. Rodriguez is awesome. All right, here we go. Goodell, the Vikings pick was quick. Defensive tackle. So they go Banks. Caleb Banks from Florida. First interior defensive lineman taken, right? Yeah. So Banks was the first interior defensive tackle taken. That's kind of a surprise pick. I've seen Banks was high on a lot of people's boards toward the end of the year, and then he started to fall. He started to fall a little bit. I saw some flip-flopping with him and Peter Woods. We'll see how this plays out, but it was a bit of a roller coaster draft process for Banks. Yeah, Banks is one of those guys very similar to like Proctor and some other people where it's like at his best, monster. But how much of that best can you get? That's the question. All right, where do y'all think Carolina goes? We'll see. I mean, with Lemon there was a lot of run. There was a lot of run earlier this week about Carolina going wide receiver here. Going McMillan last year and then Lemon this year. I mean, they are giving Bryce all the help he can get, or all the help he could want. Let's see. Killfish has super chat at $5. No Iane. Oh well, take Pregnon to protect Shuck and help Achan. No run on a deep corner class yet. Take one to the third if the right one is there. Nola Life has super chat at $4.99. I missed your reaction to Ty Simpson. How do you feel about him? Not a fan. I wouldn't take Simpson. Kind of the same thing with Mendoza, honestly, but it's just too small of a sample size. Didn't produce enough in college. Way too much of a developmental player, I think, to be taken that high. If you're the Rams, I would be trying to win now. I'd be trying to take players that could start now, whether that's a wide receiver or whatever. But you're lucky to have the pick at all because of the Atlanta situation. Like, it's not your pick. Like, it's kind of a gift. So I would have tried to maximize it to help me win a Super Bowl with Stafford. You've got the MVP. Like, to take Simpson there, I don't know. It reeks of J.J. McCarthy. It reeks of J.J. McCarthy. Jeremy Sperling, 483, has super chatted. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. Jacob Stanford, OCD, has super chatted $2. Regardless of the player, Kellen has a plan. Who dat? True. No doubt about it. Every pick, they got a plan. We saw that last year. Last year we saw that whether it's the first round, second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round, they have a plan for these players. Jeremy Sperling, 483, super chatted $5. I missed your opinion and analysis on Tyson. Do you mind repeating it? I'll give you the short version. I'm going to cut it up and we'll put it out as a video so you can see it. But it is high risk, high reward. No doubt about it. Injury concerns, no doubt about it. You got to wonder about the availability and all of that. At his absolute best is better than any of the receivers, the other big three's bests. The question is, how much of that best do you get? If the Saints are telling you, hey, we want to get our superstar quarterback the most weapons possible, and we're going to go with Achane and Olave and Tyson and Vele, and okay, sure, I'm all for it. Give the guy more weapons, have a fun offense. Kellen Moore is the offensive guy, so Kellen's getting a chess piece. We're rooting for Tyson. Hope he's the man. Hope he's really, really good. I trust in Kellen. I trust in Kellen. Bro, that Ty Simpson Rams pick was bad. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get that. McVay thinks he can develop any. McVay can, but that's kind of part of it. It's like I think McVay can develop any quarterback, but if that's the case, why take one at 13? Like if that's the situation, then you don't have to take one at 13. Take one later. Use 13 to take a player that's going to help you win a Super Bowl. Get Mekhi Lemon. Get an offensive lineman. Get whatever you want to do. Get defensive help. Just get depth. Try and win your Super Bowl. You got Stafford. You got him for like a year, 2 years, whatever. So I was really kind of surprised. I was really kind of surprised with the Rams pick. All right, the Panthers are in. Monroe Freeling. All right, so they go offensive line. All right, so they go Freeling there. All right. Hey, offensive line, when you got a quarterback like Bryce Young, smart move. And now we go back to Dallas. So Dallas goes Downs at 11. They come back here. Dallas has got, a lot they can take too. Like Dallas can make some noise here. If Dallas is smart with this pick, that's a hell of a job here. Let's see what they do. Trey Hilton, another super chat, $10. I know I'm giving shit, but I love the content. I'm excited and enjoy being part of this and supporting you. You're the man. We all show love and support differently, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it, my man. Appreciate the 10. Dallas traded to Eagles, so the Eagles have traded. The Eagles have traded with Dallas. Interesting, a divisional trade. Okay. All right, interesting. You don't see that too much. What was the trade? So the Eagles were 23. Let's see. Are they going to show the trade? Let's just force a trade. Let's see. Eagles. Mekhi Lemon. Okay. All right. Makes sense. Makes sense. The A.J. Brown situation. All right. Makes sense. A.J. Brown's gone pecan. Sounds like he's going to New England. Who knows what the hell's going on with New England nowadays, but sounds like Brown is gone. So the Eagles very quickly replace A.J. All right. Mekhi Lemon goes to Philadelphia. Philadelphia knows what they're doing. I mean, they know what they're doing. Let's see. A.J. Brown is done. Yeah. Brown's gone. Brown. It sounds like the Brown. It sounds like the A.J. Brown New England thing is a done deal. They're just waiting for. I think it has to be a June thing. Is that what it is? It has to be after June 1st. All right, so now Pittsburgh's on the clock. Pittsburgh currently has no quarterback. Currently, Mason Rudolph is their starting quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is, who knows, in a cave somewhere. All right, so that's the big three. So Carnell Tate ends up going 4, Jordan Tyson ends up going 8, and Mekhi Lemon ends up going 20. So Lemon is the one that ends up falling. It's crazy looking back at the draft process where all three, at one point, all three were thought of as the best receiver. At one point, Lemon was number 1. At one point, Tate was number 1. At one point, Tyson was number 1. And this is how it plays out. Doesn't Pittsburgh have Will Howard? Yeah, they have Will Howard. Yeah, but Rudolph would get the first shot. Yeah, first round tonight. Tomorrow is rounds 2 and 3, beginning at 6 p.m. We'll be streaming that, and then Saturday, beginning at 11 a.m., is the rest of the draft. Tyson will be nice. I feel like. I hope so. Remember, USC had Mekhi Lemon and Zachariah Branch, and Branch left USC and went to Georgia. Just want to bring up Tyson getting picked again. His crying reaction should tell you everything you need to know. He's going to be a demon. Yeah, I mean, you love to see the passion. Absolutely love to see that. He was full of emotion, was sobbing. Love to see it. Should we take a tight end and win? Depends on the tight ends. I know people are super high on Stowers, but after that, it depends what kind of tight end you want too. Like, if you want a receiving tight end, it's like, we kind of already have that. If you want a blocking tight end, it's like, how high do you draft a blocking tight end? James, now that we've waited a little, how would you grade the Tyson pick? I'd give it, initial grade would probably be a B plus, maybe flat B plus, somewhere in that neighborhood. Brandon Williams, $10. Super chat. The pre-draft theme going around, the Saints weren't beholden to a certain position. So do you think the internal feeling of the team was maybe the wide receiver position? I think the internal feeling was, we are going to support Tyler Shough. I think that's what it looks like to me. I would say that's their plan. Their plan is, hey, we have Tyler Shough. We're going to try and give him as much as possible. And we're not going to mess around with it. We're not going to make it a second round thing. We're not going to make it a third round thing. We're going to go ahead and give our guy the best weapon that we think's on the board. And That's what I think the internal thought was there. Yeah, Juwan was sweet towards the end of the year, for sure. Yeah, more for tricks. That's a very good quote. It was very difficult to mess up that pick, and Tyson was not messing it up. I agree. That's a good way to put it. Like, I don't think he, that pick was a good pick, that number 8, because there were so many options, and the way the board fell, we had the options. And that's all you can ask for, is to have the options. Have the choice. And the Saints had a hell of a choice. They had Bain, they had Downs, they had Tyson. I mean, they had everything in front of them, and they made the call. So, yeah, it's not messing it up. Logan Hawkins, super chat at $4.99, no message. Thank you, my friend. Was Tyler a big part of the process? Oh yeah, I bet he was very, very, very intertwined in that decision. Do you think they are trying to build an offensive superpower instead of investing crazy in the defense? Well, again, we got to see what they do the rest of the draft, right? If they go defense with picks, second round, third round, fourth round, if they go defense the next 3 picks, you could argue they're investing heavily in the defense. So it's not mutually exclusive, one or the other, but I think they are absolutely trying to give Tyler Shough as much offensive firepower as possible. I put "love your brother" on there, but it deleted. I'll reread it, Logan. Logan Hawkins, a super chat at $4.99. Love you, brother. Love y'all too, man. Got to remember that the defense was way ahead of the offense last year. No doubt. Yeah, the defense was sweet. I mean, people forget about that. I was tweeting about that today. The defense was second against the run last year. Defense was solid. So we had some pieces throughout the draft. The Steelers could do a lot too. Big Mike at the helm. His first pick as head coach of the Steelers. When he is healthy, Jordan Tyson is arguably the best receiver. I hope he can stay healthy. You can see the relief and joy in the kid's eyes. I'll be rooting for him. Same. I guess I have to take Jordan Tyson second overall in my Dynasty League now. You got to do what you got to do. Max Ionichor, tackle from Arizona State, goes to Pittsburgh. Okay. All right, let me scroll on down here. Find Max Ionichor. Where the hell is he? There he is. Boop. Okay. Pittsburgh. I can't imagine Pittsburgh brought the house down with that pick. $1.99 super chat from Extra Void. Who's the better prospect, Jordan Tyson or T-Mac? If they were in the same draft, I'm guessing T-Mac would have probably went first out of those two. We need Stukes in round 2. Hell yeah. Louis Riddick called Jordan Tyson the best wide receiver in the draft. I trust his eye. There you go. Fun fact, Louis Riddick interviewed for the Jacksonville Jaguars GM job last time it was open. Let's see. Tyson is a damn good player. He plays fast and is dynamic. Saint for Life 1. There it is. There it is. James, I know you have to make a video on him, but you should go over some film or stats of Tyson. Let me go ahead and make a note. Go make a note here. Let's see, what was it? Go over film or stats of Tyson. Star. And there it is. You got it. Ask you shall receive. What are the chances Messidor makes it to the second round? I'm going to say it seems like a stretch. Offense going to be fun to watch again. Yeah, I mean, hey, again, if everyone's on the board, if everyone's on the field, then yeah, you're talking about, Olave, Tyson, Vele, Polk. Then you got Achan. Like, that's a legitimate offense. You got David Edwards. You got rocking and rolling. Glad you found that pin. I got a few pins. So the one that got sent into the ether, I got this one. Doesn't even write. I'm not even sure why it's on the desk. Doesn't write at all. It's just there. We are going to be better after this draft. I'm enjoying it. I agree. I think Kellen, he showed last year, like, his ability to just extract value from every pick. I mean, think about, like, the Quincy Riley, the Jonas Sanker, the Danny Stutzman. Like, those were way after anyone was watching. You know what I mean? Like, that was way after people quit watching the draft. People watched, the Banks pick, and they watched the Shough pick, and then it was like, all right, whatever, I'll keep it on in the background. And then all of a sudden, boom, Danny Stutzman, boom, Quincy Riley, Jonas Sanker, like all these guys, Devin Neal, and they were key parts of the team. So that's why we're streaming the whole draft. We're streaming the whole draft because Kellen and Brandon have shown, like, look, it's the 5th round, but this could be a starter. With Sean Payton, I'll say this, with Sean, after the 2nd round, you could pretty much, you started getting into some controversial players. The Ian Books of the world and the guys in the 5th round who were from Illinois Tech who were never going to play. But Kellen's not about that. All right, the Chargers are up. All right, Messidor. Okay, so Messidor is gone. All right, so Harbaugh takes Messidor. Okay. No, he's Canadian. He's up there in Ottawa. I didn't know that. They're north of the border. Yeah, Sean did too much sometimes. Yeah, Sean got wild sometimes. I mean, so many small colleges, so many diamond in the rough type players, so many developmental. Sean McVay and Sean Payton, very similar in that, where it's like, I can develop anybody. And they might be kind of right. They might be kind of right, but Falk might actually fall. You take him tomorrow. If Keldrick Falk's there, yeah, I mean, you probably do take him. I think the Saints will double dip at wide receiver if the value's there. If they took a wide receiver in the 2nd, that would be nuts. That would be crazy. Crazy. If the Saints go wide receiver at 8 and wide receiver at 42, that would be wild. Hypothetical here. Say Stukes and Rodriguez are both gone. Where would you look then? Depends on the board. If Chris Johnson's there, I think you can take a look at Chris Johnson. At that point, you probably shift away from linebacker. And you may look at, like, interior defensive line. If McDonald's there. But, I mean, there's a lot of good cornerbacks. I mean, this whole, like, Colton Hood's a stud. Chris Johnson's a stud. I like all these guys. I mean, if McCoy falls, like, you'd have to have some serious conversations, but that's crazy value. Let's see here. $5 from Killfish. If we go tight end, I would prefer a Sam Roush from Stanford, already a great blocker and could develop behind Fant and Johnson. Now with a wide receiver room of Olave, Tyson, Vele, how dangerous do you think this room could be? I mean, the offense could be nasty. I mean, no doubt. If Jordan Tyson is legit, if Jordan Tyson is who people think he is, then yeah, I mean, Olave, Tyson, Vele, Achan, Shough, like, that's a gnarly offense for sure. People act like we should have gone downs because of the wide receiver class, but look how deep the DB class. DB class is deep for sure. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of like the thing. The thing was, if you go back and watch, like, all of our mock drafts and all of our draft process and all that, it was more about, like, the combination. It wasn't so much like take a wide receiver at 1 and then you always take a cornerback at 2. Like they took Tyson, right? Let's say they go Tyson and Stooks. Is Tyson and Stooks that much better than Delane and Bell? You know, like even though you're flip-flopping them, like that's how deep those positions are. It was always about the combination. It was always about, all right, if you take a wide receiver here, then you got to take a cornerback or linebacker here, and then if you do that, then you got to do this in this round, you know. So that's the domino effect. That's the Sudoku puzzle that the Saints have to play with. And honestly, like I think it's a toss-up between Tyson and Stooks and Delane and Bell. Like it's kind of the same, even though it's completely flipped. So it's just a wild draft. Dylan Gardner, trade up for Peter Woods. I don't think so. I don't think Woods is good enough for. I don't think Woods is good enough for the trade up. Let's see. One might say if the Saints took a wide receiver in round 2, it would be clearly bananas and pajamas while watching OG Scooby-Doo. It would be nuts. I mean, if they go Tyson and let's say, if they go Tyson and like Cooper, if Cooper was still there, which I don't think he will be, but like if Cooper was there or Boston or Concepcion or whatever, if you go Tyson and another wide receiver, man, you are handing Tyler Shough the keys at that point. You were saying, brother, go win the MVP. Like, go win the MVP at that point. Yoshi has super chatted $2. Was Tyson worth it? We will not know until we won't know. We won't know until the season, and that's the beauty of the draft. We won't know if Fernando Mendoza was worth it. We won't know if David Bailey was worth it. We won't know if Jeremiah Love was worth it. We won't know if Carnell Tate was worth it. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, last year, people gave the Saints a failing grade in the draft because they didn't take Shedeur Sanders with the first round pick. Think about that. Think about how insane that is. That was the draft grade. Now think about the draft grade after the season. You know, completely different. So all of these players are going to be Hall of Famers on draft night. Everyone's a stud. Everyone's the best of their position. But that's just the reality of the draft. Like, we really won't know until we start seeing them on the field. All right, next up is Malachi Lawrence, stud. All right, we talked about him earlier in the draft, the end from UCF. Hell of a player. Really, really good player. He's a player, man. Good pick from Dallas. And Dallas did a mad ting. Went and got Caleb Downs, then traded down and got Malachi Lawrence. A+ from Dallas. That's how you do business. Dylan Gartner, 6401 is super chatted. $1.99. Who's on your board in round 2 after Tyson? Thinking cornerback. I'm thinking they're gonna whatever cornerbacks are on the board is gonna be our first look, and then after that, we'd probably take a look at interior defensive line, edge. So it all depends. Depends on the board falls. I'm Jaden, is super chatted $4.99. What's up, face of the franchise? Saints fan from Ohio here. Glad I get to watch someone consistent. No one around here to talk Saints with. There you go, man. Shout out Ohio. Been to Columbus. Only place in Ohio I've ever been. Loved it. Columbus is awesome. Went to a Blue Jackets game. Went to an Ohio State basketball game. Ate at the Ohio State cafeteria on campus with my boy Bucks. Yeah, Columbus is sweet. Yoshi 504 has super chatted $2. Vele, Alave, Tyson, Cooking. It's a hell of a wide receiver room. Morphatrix has super chatted $5. Drafting 2 wide receivers in this draft would mean the staff isn't confident in Trey Palmer, Alford, everyone else in the wide receiver room. Yeah. I mean, people keep asking me about Alford, and that's the thing. Like, he's got to make the team. You know, he's he's in that weird two-way contract or whatever with the CFL, and we don't even know if he's going to be on the team. You know, he's got to make it. He's got to make the team. He's got to do all that first. So, yeah, if the Saints, if they took a wide receiver in round 2, then you can assume, like, those guys aren't going to be involved. You know, like, those guys aren't going to be in the fold. So, and that's why we did one big breakdown of Alford, and we kind of said, like, we got to wait and see. We got to wait and see if he's even on the field. Let's see here. Cowboys won the first. Two good picks. For sure. Two good picks. All right, Browns are up now. Let's see. Stooks is our DB. It'll be interesting to see where he goes, man. Stooks, like when we did the Stooks video, like Stooks he was like out of the top 100. He was like 120. He was like a 4th rounder. And then he just kept flying up boards, and now he's like a fringe first rounder. If he went in the first round, that would be crazy. That would be nuts, man. Nussbus left when Shough started. Yeah, I mean, yeah. The worst thing for Garrett Nussmeier would be if the Saints drafted him. And the Saints aren't going to draft him. But if you're a fan of Garrett Nussmeier, you don't want him to be with the Saints, you know, because he's not going to be able to play. You want him to go to a team where he's got a legitimate chance to play, where he's got a chance to develop, he's got a chance to play, he's got a chance to do his thing, you know. So if you're an LSU fan or a Nuss fan or whatever, you want him to go somewhere else. Killfish is super chat at $5. 2 questions: Stooks or Lee Hunter, and Stiletto or Sazerac. Always Stooks. I'll tell you this about a Sazerac, man. I like Sazeracs. I like the taste. Like, I like them. But, man, a Sazzy is not something you can drink 3 or 4 of. I mean, they will have you moonwalking on the sun. Absolutely. They will have you, you know, they will have you on the moon quick. More than Old Fashions, more than Negronis, more than Martinis, whatever. You can have 2, 3, 4 of those, depending on the night. Sazerac, that's a one and done. That's a one and done, man. Rams should have taken Nuss next round. Yeah, like the Rams would have been perfect. Like Nuss falling to the Rams, that's a dream for Nussmeier. He can sit, he can learn behind Stafford, he can learn from McVay, he can take his time. Like Minnesota would be a good landing spot for Nuss. You know, like places like that. Just sit, learn, get a chance maybe in a year or two. You know, but yeah, the Saints would not be good for him. Concepcion to the Browns. The Browns have a lot of options here. I mean, that next group of wide receivers, so like the Cooper, Boston, Concepcion, like they, especially Cooper, like I think Omar Cooper is the man. I would have had him probably my top 3 of wide receivers this year. All right, the Browns have done good business tonight. Concepcion, good pick. Good pick. Hell of a player. That's a good one. So the Browns did what they had to do. Let's see. So the Browns, they end up with Fanu and Concepcion with the first 2 picks. Yeah, that was nice. The Browns are figuring it out. I mean, they're like, hey, we can just trade down all the time. We can just trade down, get our guys. Easy peasy. All right, now we're on to Chicago. Hey, James in chat. James, are you good with Tyson? Pammy Whammy, how's it going? Yeah, I gave Tyson like a B+. Someone asked for the grade for Tyson. I gave him a B+. A lot of concerns with the medicals and all that stuff, but his best is really, really good. And when you have someone like Tyler Shough, who we all believe as a franchise quarterback and you have an offensive mind like Kellen Moore, you cannot be upset with taking a wide receiver in the top 10. So obviously, blown out knee and the hamstring and all that stuff's concerning. But if our medical team looked at him and our coaches looked at him and they're okay with it, then we kind of got to be okay with it. So I'm rooting for him. Chicago could go Woods, yeah. Chicago, they could go Woods. They could go any of the edges. They could go McDonald. Chicago could do a lot. But then you have Ben Johnson. You never know what he's going to do, As a Razorbacks fan, I'm happy to see Casey Concepcion gone from A&M, says Mr. Don. Connor Liu right here. I'm trying to think who I saw. I think it was Fox Sports. They put out their last mock draft. They had Connor Liu like 12th overall. They had him way up there. Lee Ball asks, think if Styles was there, Saints would have still picked Tyson. Styles would have been interesting. That would have been interesting. If someone like that would have fallen, like Reese or Styles, like what they would have done. But I have a sneaky feeling they might have just been sold on taking a wide receiver for Shough. Saints putting up 34 points a game this season? I hope so. Is Tyson wide receiver 2 or 3? I don't really believe in positional designation like that. Like I don't think it really matters. Like if you're a wide receiver 2 or whatever, wide receiver, like I don't think that matters anymore like it did 10 years ago. But he's going to get a chance to be wide receiver 2. But I mean, he could be wide receiver 1. Who knows? But he's definitely going to get a chance to get that volume. What's the minimum we need to see from Tyson for this to be a good pick? Good question. 8th overall, man. Like I would think you gotta develop in like a top 15, top 20. I think top 20 for sure. If you're a top 20 wide receiver, okay, like all right, cool, I'll take that. But anything past that, depending on how some of the other guys, like depending on how good Caleb Downs becomes, depending on how good Ruben Bain becomes, But I would say you start off with top 20, somewhere in there. The real question is Tyson a Z, an X, or a Y? True. What is he, a big body Z? Is he a intermediate W? Like what exactly is he? Good question. Let's see. As you've said, Biloxi brother, if Moore picks Tyson, I believe it's a good pick at this point. Yeah, true. Same. Like I believe, if Kellen Moore tells me it's a good pick, I believe Kellen Moore. I love him like a brother. Rookie of the year for offense, just from who has been picked so far. I guess Jordan Tyson, but Jeremiah Love's going to get a whole hell of a lot of volume. I'll tell you that. I would assume Love is going to open the favorite, but Tyson will be. I mean, he'll probably be the second favorite on the board. Maybe Tate. It probably will just open up Love, Tate, and Tyson. But Love's just going to get so much work. Like if he has any kind of a decent season, he's going to get so much work that he'll probably just win it by default. AK was picked in the 3rd. Rookie of the year hasn't been picked yet. Yeah, I mean, we got the whole draft to go, but I think he was asking just out of the people who's been taken so far. Tyson, Olave, Vele, A-Chain is pretty wild. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, on paper, I mean, they're rocking and rolling. Like on paper, it's sporty. I hope the Saints don't forget how well Audric Estime played for them once he was given a chance. Yeah, this man was sweet. Killfish is super chatted $2 rotational edge and Caden Curry, 4th round, maybe. All right, the Bears pick is in. Let's see what the Bears do here. Pick 25. Let's see. So in the chat, we've had a Connor Lou prediction. Who picked Caleb Downs? The Cowboys. Thieneman goes. There you go. Good pick. Thieneman's a player. So Dennis Allen gets his guy. Omega Lulz. Rockets or Lakers moving forward? Lakers. Rockets are a mess. More for Tricks, super chat at $5. Shough is so awesome about connecting with new teammates. He had dinner with David Edwards the night after he was signed by the Saints. Yeah, he's great about that. I mean, Shough is an absolute. He's a dude's dude. He's all about the city. He's all about the community. He's all about his teammates. Yeah, I've been nothing but impressed with Shough. Eli can be your returner. Oh yeah, Heidenreich, brother. He could be it all. He could be our running back. He could be our slot receiver. If they get Heidenreich, I'm telling you, if they get Heidenreich as an A+, we are a Heidenreich, Stukes, Coogan, Perkins, Murdoch. Like Rodriguez. We could have the greatest draft of all time. Top 5 O-line next year? It certainly could be. Certainly could be. What if they go offensive line in the 2nd round? I mean, the thing with the offensive line, like, you only got one spot you're trying to plug. You know what I mean? You're only trying to fix, if you even want to say fix, because, you know, I know Saints fans don't like him, but like Cesar Ruiz isn't the worst guard in the world. But the only spot on the offensive line you are trying to upgrade is right guard. So if you're taking a guard in the 2nd round, you're kind of taking him to start, you know, especially depending on who's on the board. But if you take a guard, if you take Pregnon or Rutledge or whoever, you're kind of taking them to be your starting right guard. I wouldn't take a guard in the 2nd round, but, you know. Let's see. Bro, how do we even get Eli in the conversation? Yeah, my grade on Tyson was a B+. Just getting back from Texas Roadhouse. Big ups. I need to hear what the order was. That's what I need to hear. I need to hear the Texas Roadhouse order. How many rolls did you eat? Thoughts on the Tyson pick? I thought B+. I think, hey, look, if we're trying to give Tyler Shough weapons, then I'm here for it. You know, give if you believe in your guy, which I think we all believe in Tyler Shough, give him weapons. Give him weapons. Beef tips with mashed potatoes with 20 rolls down the gullet. Hero. Drew Turns, super chatted $1.99. Can my boys Beck and Bo get a Ayo from Minnesota? Big ups. Shout out Beck and Bo. Beck and Bo sounds like a hunting catalog or something, like a outdoorsman catalog. Like, oh man, where'd you get those rubber boots? Oh, I bought them at Beck and Bo. Damn. Hey man, where'd you get that duck call? Oh, I bought it at Beck and Bo. Yeah, Beck and Bo. Y'all might want to start selling canoes or something. Yeah, the Tyson knee injury. Yeah, it was a tackle right into his knee. Yeah, and it was a complete blowout. But yeah, it wasn't like he tore it like a non-contact. It was a tackle directly into his knee. Thank you, sir. Not easy raising Saints fans up here. You got it, brother. Keep doing the Lord's work. Who would save the draft if we took them in round 2 and 3? Well, the draft doesn't necessarily need to be saved, but there are a lot of good players in this, a lot of players in a lot of positions. I mean, obviously Stukes, Chris Johnson's the man. A lot of these cornerbacks are really good. McDonald's still on the board. He's sweet. Well, what we got now? We got... All right, so the Texans take Rutledge, the guard from Georgia Tech. Okay, the Texans were always going to take an offensive lineman. I mean, they might need to take... Oh, they traded up, huh? They traded with Buffalo? Yeah, so they traded up. So Bears take the Eneman. The Texans traded up with the Bills to get Rutledge. The Texans need to take an offensive lineman in every pick this year. That's what they need to do. All right, we'll do a trade here. Go down. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, nope. All right, swap these two. Force trade. Boom. Go back here. Go to guard. Boom. Rutledge. Bam. All right. Frisco on the clock. Frisco could take anything, too. I mean, they're so creative. Or what? Miami's on the board. Was this a trade? Miami traded up to 27. 49ers get 30 and 90. Okay. So the 49ers trade with the Dolphins, and they get 30 and 90. Okay, we're just going to force this trade. Not worry about it. All right, so the Dolphins are on the clock. Pick is in. No, they're started. Okay. All right, let's see. Estimate was a huge contributor down the stretch. A lot of trades so far. Who is Miami going to take here, ladies and gentlemen? Do they go... I mean, they just need everything. Like, Miami, they took Proctor, which was kind of wild, but they take Proctor. Do they say we're just shoring up the offensive line? Do they go Pregnon here? Go Pregnon and Proctor? What else do they do? I mean, they could throw a dart. I think Omar Cooper is a superstar, so they could take him. Kind of a like, Cat's Meow, a good spot. If you like karaoke, 3-for-1 drinks. $19.99 super chat from Justin Carter. Much appreciated, man. No message with it, but hey, that's okay. You know, just walk in, no words, right on the table, boom. I love it. The no message donation does go hard. It does go hard. Is Ty Simpson the next Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers situation? I think he's closer to the next J.J. McCarthy situation. Rattler to Arizona for a second-round pick swap, calling it now? That would be kind of nuts. I mean, whatever, you know, at that point. Yeah, if that's the deal, then fine. If we're moving up in the second round like that, that's a hell of a trade for the Saints. Miami going Chris Bell, calling it. Who do we keep outside of Olave, Vele, and Tyson in the wide receiver room? Polk for sure. And then we'll see what they do the rest of the draft. But Polk, I think they're pretty happy with Jalen Polk. Simpson is nowhere near as talented as definitely not Rodgers. I mean, Rodgers is like a top 10 quarterback to ever live. The real question is the Mendoza situation, the new Penix situation. No Chris Bell here? No, I don't think this is Chris Bell. No. I don't think so. Wide receiver's kind of wild for Miami. 1 to 10 scale and confidence the Saints will make the playoffs. 8.5. 8.5. 8.5. First 15 picks, we'll go through them all. Mendoza, Bailey, Love, Tate, Reese, Delane, Styles, Tyson, Fanu, Maui Noah, Downs, Proctor, Simpson, Iane, Bain, Sadiq, Miller, Banks, Freeling, Lemon, Iheanacho, Messidor, Lawrence, Concepcion, Thieneman, Rutledge, and now the Miami Dolphins, who are taking Chris Johnson. We talked about him throughout the draft. Hell of a player. Really good cornerback. He was making a lot of run this week about getting into the first round. Yeah, he's the man. He can play the game. We were talking about him as possible in the second if he was there. Obviously not, but yeah, he's a stud. He's a stud. All time, you taking Stafford over Rodgers? No, I'd take Rodgers, but it is kind of close. But I would take Rodgers. Jordan Tyson interview is awesome, by the way. Oh, yeah, we'll definitely be watching all that. Yeah, Johnson can play, man. He was a good pick. All right, the Bills have made a trade. IHOP trade alert. The Bills trade their pick to the New England Patriots. All right. Is it for legal counsel? Is it for a crisis communication team? With the 28th pick, the New England Patriots select disaster control. All right, let's see here. Bills trade to New England. They just swapping. This is a good old-fashioned swap. Let's do this. Forced trade. Boom, boom. All right, so New England's on the clock. Let's see what they do. Is Jacob Rodriguez still available? Yes. A lot of in-division trades today. It's been kind of wild. All right, who do they take? They go from 31 to 28. Pick is in. If they take a tackle here, is that a sign that they're moving Campbell to guard? That'd be kind of crazy. A year after? Who do they take? Is this Rodriguez? This might be Rodriguez, now that I think about it. Caleb Lomu, tackle from Utah. Okay. I don't know. That might mean Will Campbell might need to start. Look at this guy's salad. See the guy's lettuce? Guy had incredible hair. Look at this guy with the guy on the right side of the screen. If y'all are watching ESPN, look at the flow. Jesus, look at the hair on this guy. What conditioner are you using, brother? Yeah, I don't know, man. You draft a guy who's played however many games, whatever they said at left tackle, it might be moving Campbell in. I mean, Campbell was just so bad down the stretch. I think we'll see, but you got to wonder for sure. All right, let's see here. Justin Carter, super chat at $19.99. No message, dropped it on the desk. Venazor has super chatted $4.99. Sorry for just getting here and watching the face of the franchise. Missed your opinion on the pick and who you think / what position we get next. I thought it was B+. Great, I gave it. I trust Kellen Moore. You can't complain about giving your franchise quarterback weapons. Go score 35 points a game. Light it up as long as Jordan Tyson's on the field. I love the George selection from this guy. But Tyson's on the field, he's electric. His best can be better than any wide receiver's best in this class. So as far as tomorrow, I think the first three picks are always going to be wide receiver, cornerback, and then either a linebacker or a defensive lineman. So we'll see who's available. But if I had to guess, I would guess they go cornerback with their second round pick. Chiefs ruin our night again and take Rodriguez and trade back up and take Stukes. Man, that'd be something else. How's McDonald still on the board? Who you take McCoy with the news he may miss majority of the season? Yeah, Jerron McCoy, like crazy situation there. He was a top 10 pick, then all of a sudden it's like he might have surgery, he might do this. So you'd have to have extensive talks about with the medical team. So I don't think you could take him. He would have to really fall to make the value worth it. But for the Saints, after taking Tyson, I don't think you can take Tyson and McCoy. It might be a little too much risk. So, do we have a trade up in us? I mean, maybe. There are certainly candidates if you're looking at the cornerbacks. Johnson going kind of hurts that a little bit. Maybe a Colton Hood, maybe Stukes. A little rich for Stukes, but maybe Rodriguez. I mean, Rodriguez is an absolute animal. So maybe Jacob Rodriguez you're looking up. Maybe he's someone you try and get in there for, but I think we double up on wide receivers and take Branch at some point tomorrow. I'd be very surprised if we doubled up in the first 3 rounds. We may take one later on, but if we took a wide receiver in the first round and the second, or first and third, that'd be very surprising. Trading back into late round 2 isn't crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's not crazy. Yeah, Cooper. I mean, if we traded back up and got Omar Cooper, that would be. I don't know what the hell I would do if we traded back into the first and got Omar Cooper, and all of a sudden we walk out of the first round with Jordan Tyson, Omar Cooper. That'd be insane. That would be crazy as hell. That would be absolutely nuts. Love what you do, man. Was excited to watch the draft with you. I was really on board with Bain or Downs, but I agree that whatever Kellen chose was a win. Thank you, man. Michael Ziegler, super chatted $1.99. Am I more comfortable with our linebacking core or our cornerback core? Good question. Right now, I'm probably more comfortable with our linebacking core. Yeah. What was the talking point that sold Tyson over Downs? Tyler Shough. That's the talking point. That Tyler Shough plays offense. He's the quarterback. James, you're a GOAT, but your wide receiver takes have always been horrid. You look at wide receivers as if they're fungible, similar to running backs, but they aren't. Let's get crazy and get Stowers in the second. A lot of people love Stowers. I'm tight end in the second's rich, but some people think Stowers is big time legit. Big time. All right, Chiefs go Peter Woods. So the Chiefs go Peter Woods there. Interesting pick. Interesting pick for Kansas City. If you're Peter Woods, you got to be thrilled. Interesting party theme, but in a very interesting theme here. Peter Woods goes with a bit of a sage suit, but then the rest of the entire party are in like white linen. Interesting. But yeah, if you're Woods, you got to be thrilled. You land in a good spot. First round pick, you know. It's funny, Woods was one of those guys similar to like Quinn Ewers and some of those guys last year where, you know, Woods was supposed to be a top 10 pick. He was supposed to be a top 5 guy. And then all of a sudden he was in the second round. And I was like, damn, what? That's a big shift. I mean, obviously, like with Ewers, he just kept on falling. And then in the offseason, Woods started to slowly creep back up into the first round. So a bit of a yo-yo draft process for Peter Woods. Woods is another guy where it's like, at his absolute best, dominant, game breaker, stud. But how much can you get that best? How often can you get that absolute best? All right, so now we have another trade. The Jets have traded up. Okay, so the Jets have traded up. All right, so KC goes Peter Woods. Let's go ahead and bop. Then the Jets have traded back into the first round. Okay. All right, so the Jets have traded. All right, let's see. Who are we thinking here, ladies and gentlemen? The Jets trade with San Francisco. We'll do 33 for 30. Fine. All right, so the Jets took David Bailey, second overall, Kenyon Sadiq. Do they go Omar Cooper here? Do they go Omar Cooper? Could be interesting. They got Bailey. I mean, this could be Cooper. Could be Cooper. Could be McDonald. Let's see. Jets take Nuss. Man, Nuss in the first would be crazy. They could have just sat. They could have just sat and took Nuss. I think Cooper, though. I would take Cooper. I would take you take Cooper here. I mean, it depends on the grade. I mean, again, like I keep saying Cooper, I have a higher grade on Cooper than I do on Boston, but if they have a higher grade on Boston, then by I will say I'll say Cooper. Here we go. Hell of a pick. Great job from the Jets there. Really good work. I had a feeling that that's what was going to happen. Cooper was going to slide, and teams were going to be fighting to get back into the first to take Cooper. Great first round for the Jets. I mean, they did the business. They get Bailey. They get Sadiq. They get Cooper. Good stuff from the Jets. I'll say that. That was nice. The Jets did work. Really solid first round there. More for Trick. Super chatted $20. James, right this second. What is your top 3 to replace Alante in the star role? In-house or potential picks are fair game. Riley, Sanker, Keontae Scott, Blackman, Stukes. It gotta be Stukes. It's always Stukes. Always Stukes. I think Sanker could do it in-house. I think Blackman could do it in-house. So I'll say 2 in-house of Blackman and Sanker, and then the boy Stukes. All right, Buffalo's up. Man, I can't believe the Jets done did it. I mean, the Jets really done did it. That was nice. Yeah, that was good stuff from New York. Why is Iane falling? Iane went to the Ravens at 14. He went 14th overall. Yeah, if you're a Jets fan, I mean, and you're staring at David Bailey, Kenyon Sadiq, and Omar Cooper, it's like, all right. I mean, sure. if it doesn't fall apart and the Jets are trying to get a quarterback next year, like next year is supposed to be a way better quarterback class. Well, it is going to be a way better quarterback class, but you get your quarterback next year and he's walking into a situation with Kenyon Sadiq and Omar Cooper and Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, and I mean, hey, the Titans have traded with Buffalo. Man, Buffalo is moving all kind of stuff around. How many times has Buffalo traded? There have been so many trades. Okay, let's trade to Tennessee. All right, Tennessee and Buffalo. Okay, boom. All right, we'll swap. All right, I think Tennessee. Is this where they go Keldrick Falk here? Let's see. You got Carnell Tate. I think you could go Falk here. Yeah, I'll say they move up to get Keldrick Falk. That's my guess. I mean, maybe Cassius Howell, I guess. Whoever they have higher. I mean, whatever. But I think they don't go defense at 4. They kind of go wild there to Carnell Tate. I think they come back in here, get defense, whether it's Falk or Howell. That's my prediction. That's my prediction there. Buffalo figured out the infinite draft capital hack. Yeah, I mean they're just or Rodriguez. I mean, yeah, it could be Rodriguez here. All right. What are we going to do at Tennessee here? The question is, will Aaron Glenn be around to see that scenario? I don't think he'll be. I mean, Aaron Glenn is coaching for his job. There's no doubt about it. Aaron Glenn, he's got to do something big. Otherwise, he's gone. And then somebody's going to inherit a good roster. What do I think about Edge at 42? Depends on who's there. I don't care when we take whatever position, as long as we get good players, get the guys. If we take a linebacker at 42 and a cornerback in the 3rd, or a cornerback at 42, as long as we get good players. All right, here we go. According to Goodell, 320,000 people are in attendance. That's hard to believe. 320,000 people? How's that possible? All right. Keldrick Falk goes, okay. So we're starting to get him right now. We're starting to reel him off. All right, so Keldrick Falk goes 31. Okay. 32. Does Seattle make the pick is the first question. And next question is, where do they go? They let Reek Woolen, they let him walk, so I'm assuming they're going to go cornerback here. I'm going to say Colton Hood. I think Colton Hood's the pick right here. I think Hood's going to be the pick. All right. Last pick of the first round. The Seattle Seahawks. I'm guessing Colton Hood. How would a chess match between Aaron Glenn and Pete Carmichael go? Man. Would the game ever end? Would it just be an infinite game? Keldrick Falk looks kind of slim. I mean, I'm just like, what? Like, if you told me this guy was a slot wide receiver, I'd believe you. Are y'all watching ESPN? Doesn't he look a little slim? Yeah, Seattle always just takes best player available, and they figure it out later. So Colton Hood and Cade McDonald are the only 2 players that are in the green room and have not been drafted. So one of them, man, they almost nailed it, the invites. I think it's going to be Hood. I think Hood will get drafted right here. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think he's slimmed down for the combine. I mean, he is slim. I mean, he might be the most like slender edge I've ever seen. Like his shoulders, like his. Why is Gerard McCoy slipping this bad? It came out that he might have to have surgery, and his medicals are all jacked up. So, I mean, doesn't he look kind of slim? Slim? I mean, I got a 300-pound bench. I can say this kind of stuff, but I mean, doesn't he kind of like just the width? All right, the Seahawks pick is in. My prediction: Colton Hood. Boom. And then we go on to round 2. And then we gear up for a big round 2 tomorrow. Wire to wire fire from the best draft analysis around. Boom. Wire to wire fire is nice. I might trademark that. Wire to wire fire. Could we be a landing spot for McCoy with how bad he's slipping? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think it's too much. I don't think you can take Tyson and McCoy. Who am I taking at 42? It depends on who's there. I gotta see the board. I gotta see the board. You better stream day 2. We'll be streaming the entire thing. We're streaming every pick. Starts at 6 p.m. tomorrow. 6 p.m. Central. Do you like Tyson? If not, why? Yeah, I got a B+. Definitely some concerns, but I trust Kellen. You get your superstar quarterback some weapons. Can't complain about that. If Tyson stays on the field, I think he can be a superstar. So, felt like the draft flew by tonight. Yeah, 3 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah, it did feel like it flew. I mean, there was a couple spots in there where it kind of dragged some commercials and whatnot, but Jets GM and coach can break out the cigars and chill. Yeah, the Jet, they crushed it. Yeah. Achan, Olave, Vele, Tyson. Most trades in a hot minute. Yeah, a lot of trades. The class is deep, not top heavy. Agreed. Do you believe we need interior more than we need edge? I would say even, because we don't know what we have in Broughton. But if Cam is gone, then we probably need edge more. Just that rotational edge that, I mean, he had 10.5 sacks, so you got to have something there. All right, let's see what. Let's see here. Cowboys won the first. I don't know. The Jets might have won the first. Cowboys had a good draft. I mean, Malachi and Caleb Downs is strong. I mean, I'm a big Malachi Lawrence guy, but yeah, Dallas did a hell of a job. A lot of the teams that moved down, like I thought they were smart. Like Cleveland, I think had good business. I think Cleveland knew what he was doing. Saints need a defensive tackle bad. You got to remember, like, we don't know what we have in Broughton. Damn, Jadarian Price went. Both Notre Dame running backs. Okay. So Seattle jumps up there and says, hey, we don't need no Super Bowl MVP. And Jadarian Price. Boom. Kind of that's a wild pick, but hey, Seattle certainly knows what they're doing too. So we're gonna get our draft graded. I was hoping it would show every pick. I mean, I was hoping it would show like every grade for them. So there it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, the entire draft. Pick by pick, round by round, or I guess the first round. Surprises, ladies and gentlemen. Jadarian Price, interesting. We will continue this tomorrow. Second round. Second and third round. We will be watching 6 p.m. Same bat channel, same bat station, same bat time. I don't even know. I don't remember. Who even knows? Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me tonight. We had almost 2,000 people for most of the night. Really good stuff. Interesting draft. A lot of good trades. A lot of good surprise picks, if you will. Saints end up with Jordan Tyson. So the Saints go and get potentially their Jamar Chase, their Justin Jefferson, their Amon-Ra St. Brown, their superstar top 10 game-breaking wide receiver for their franchise quarterback. Kellen Moore, offensive wizard, gets a chess piece. Chris Olave, Jordan Tyson, Travis Etienne, David Edwards, Devon Vele. Not too bad, right? Not too bad at all. Winners of the draft, I think Dallas did really, really well. I think the Jets did really, really well. And I've said it a million times. I think the most important picks for the Saints it's not 8. Their most important picks are 42 and what they do in the 4th and what they do throughout the entire draft. So we get to see the entire picture. Remember last year, right? If you would have turned the draft off after the first round and never watched again, you missed Tyler Shough, you missed Quincy Riley, you missed Jonas Senker, you missed Devin Neal, you missed Danny Stutzman. So I think the Saints have some tricks in store. All the super chats, unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. The super chats that we got, the support, the chats. I mean, we were reading nonstop for 3.5 hours. I got to drink some honey. I got to drink some water because we're going to be right back at it like a crack addict tomorrow night. 6 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. Rounds 2 and 3. Thank you for watching. And we'll have videos. We'll have videos throughout the day like usual. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your night.